Hello and welcome back to Roll4It. We are a bunch of your favorite YouTubers and streamers who love playing tabletop role-playing games. Today is an interesting episode. Gonna start off with a boss fight. So, before that all happens, we're playing Layla The Vampire Slayer, which is our Buffy the Vampire Slayer alternate timeline. Do we have any announcements? I don't know if we've got any. This is episode 10, right?
I think it's 10. 9 or 10.
Is it
something like that?
Yeah, it's definitely 10.
I think it's 11.
Wait, is it 11?
Is it not 11?
I can check my notes.
Oh no, it might be.
Find out.
Yeah.
We never checked this before we start.
It is 10. It's 10.
It is 10. Okay.
Because last week was 9.
It's the next week is supported by Okay. So today announcements. Literally none. I'm pretty sure we have no announcements. So as per usual, thank you everyone for the amazing support, etc. It's been great so far to have the rollout of the new Patreon stuff and everyone to be liking the new tiers and so on. And everyone who voted for the plot we had on Friday for Star Trek. That was not spoiling anything, but yeah. I hate you all. So thank you.
I think if you are the hero or up, we will be having a newsletter and a video coming out for you guys. We're going to be recording that. So stay tuned for that.
There we go. So all the things. And I know we're also planning the first of the Legend tier D&D private backup.
It's been 5 hours so far on that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so
but
Maggie's
their characters. GMing. It's pretty fun.
I think I'm away that day, which is sad because like you all chatting about that and getting prepped for that. I was like, I really wanna play now. But, so
well,
thank
really
you.
Come to the next one.
Yeah, maybe next one. So as per usual,
maybe we have EE get to DM the next one again.
Dun dun dun. I don't know. You're having so much fun DMing. I kind of want to see what Maggie DM is like.
No.
Dark side. Good place on this side of the table.
Okay, so if you want to support the show, you can do so in several different ways. Firstly, we have a Patreon, which is the main way we actually can afford to do the show, pay cast, etc. Get matching ties, which I'm not wearing today because I'm not a student. I am playing the big bad. But you also get a load of cool stuff. As we mentioned, there's like the Legend tier has got like a backer campaign thing. Hero tier, you get to vote. Hero tier, you get to have your name down, a few other things. If you go to the GM tier, you get to see all the GM stuff. Like, for instance, the boss fight today. Depending on what happens, you might get access to the stats. It depends if they become redundant or not, or if I can release them maybe redacted. It depends. I can't tell you everything about a character who's still in play, obviously.
Especially not because I'm the one who posts them to the Patreon, so I see it.
Yeah.
I could just be like, I'm just going to press the buttons.
Click wildly on the screen.
But then someone message you would be like, by the way, his weakness is candy floss. Damn it, how were you meant to know that? And then like below that there's the party tier where you get to see a lot of party stuff and you get to see certain things, and then below that there's after show videos, etc. So all really cool stuff, and you can support the show to get access to all of those. The other way to support the show is you can subscribe here on Twitch, which currently gives you access to Twitch VODs 24 hours before they go up on the YouTubes. And both of those do give you access to our Discord, where you can talk and chat. And one thing that was definitely happening a lot in the last 24 hours was I was discussing with a few people how to create a RPG system from scratch. And then we got sidetracked into a discussion about the physics of Robert's railgun. So really nerdy
That first
things.
conversation sounds way better than the second one.
I like both of them. They're both awesome. Physics is great. Just I'm terrible at it now. 10 years ago, that conversation would have taken me 10 minutes. The other ways to support the show, of course, are if you want to like tip bits into the bit cup, or if you want to tip real monies through a digital form, that also goes into the bit cup, as real as money is these days in arbitrary commodity of exchange. If you don't have any monies or don't wish to support the show in a monetary format, you can, of course, tell people about the show. For instance, you could go out, and not that we condone this, graffiti on the side of a building, like all the stuff about Roll4It. Don't do that. Like, maybe the side of your building, because you own your building, right? So unless there's local planning regulations, you could do that. Like, be like, Roll4It.
Be worth something. It'd be the new Banksy.
Definitely. If you do fan art
#ad
on the side of a building in the style of Banksy, we're totally all over that.
Speaking of fan art, all of the fan art lately is amazing.
So good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
October is now my favorite month.
Images also have John in them too, so it's kind of like you get double.
I know, it makes me so happy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Every time like we post it in the chat, we're all like, ah. So,
I've had to redo the fan art video like 5 times in the last fortnight to add new stuff because I was like, this is so cool. I can't just wait for a normal update. So Inktober, pretty good. Can we have Inkvember and Ink December and Incuary? I'm down for all of those. Of course, also, speaking of which, it is Subtober. So subscribe for half price for your first sub. If you feel free to or want to. So yeah, you can do that, by the way. And that will be ending, I think, soon. I think it's still on.
Yeah, I think it's
I think it ends tomorrow, maybe.
Before the next show it will have ended, I think.
Yeah. I think it might be the 16th off the top of my head, but it's before the next show. So this is your last chance to use September. So if you fancy, you can September here. It's not September, it's Septober because they extended the date. But yeah, you get the point. Anyway, what happened last time on Layla the Vampire Slayer?
I didn't punch an angel. Nope. In the ground.
Definitely
the problem.
Yeah. Would have gone fine.
So far, our Slayer Layla has met a lot of new friends and made interpersonal relationships, which she normally has a problem with, which is great. They found that someone from the school had their intelligence drained and become basically useless. They weren't able to really do anything or form any really coherent thoughts of themselves about how to carry out things. Their intelligence was 0. They had launched an investigation into how to really deal with this or how to fix James. Sadly, they discovered that more people had been drained, including Janet, someone who they had recently encountered in a little bit of a nasty scuffle with a golem. This resulted in Imogen's cunning plan to expand her spell list by overpowering a spell and increasing everyone's intelligence. Having rolled what can only be described as the most ridiculous crit success ever combined with a drama point, she managed to increase everyone's intelligence by 8. Bear in mind that humans cap out at any one attribute at 6. So people's intelligence was increased by more than the most clever person alive. Substantially so. This also resulted in James having their intelligence increased from 0 to 8, which suddenly made James actually back again and no longer mentally handicapped. With this newfound power, they decided to do some really power problem solving. Having looked in a load of occult books and references, they found nothing really to help them. So they decided to go and raid the school's special library, where the librarian, Mr. Penrose, kept a lot of books underground that were occult or similar in nature. On the way, Robert invented Wi-Fi. Because that's what you do.
I'm intelligence 13. This stuff just happens now.
Yeah. There's, you've got a spare 10 minutes, use it to invent Wi-Fi 3 years before it happens. What else are you going to do, right? Everyone then went and found this lovely little hoard of old books, parchments, and a small stack of piled up stone tablets. They started to research and find out what they could about this mentally draining effect and what it could mean. And suspiciously found not really that much. There was a little bit found on the internet by Robert, but Imogen having a look at the stone tablets in the back, which seemed to be in Latin.
Oh, no. Correction. Robert was looking at the stone tablets. Imogen was stealing books.
Yes. And then Robert had to get Imogen to help translate as she was stealing books. Imogen is busy right now carrying a lot of books. Probably like, 10 kilos of books or something. Just like...
Robert can carry a 10-kilo railgun. Imogen can carry 10 kilos of books. Because help.
With that, Imogen quickly translated and found that what they were dealing with was a Nephilim, a fallen angel. One of the fallen, also described in several other mythological sources as relatively similar, basically a divine or somewhat quasi-deity being who has fallen from grace. They found that there's some relation to writing and inks and parchments and some sort of stuff like that. They found a certain weakness called sky iron. And as they were going through this, the librarian, who they had identified as Pennymew, the Fallen, entered...
God, I knew he was creepy from the moment I met him. I was trying to figure out. Knew it.
Entered the underground basement and chided them for giving them gifts and humanity squandering it and having ruined the planet, having fallen to their vices and sins. Layla didn't react all too well to this and decided to try and attempt to punch a fallen angel in the groin. Because, you know, you gotta at least find out if they've got junk in the trunk. When are you gonna get that chance? And with that, Layla was easily intercepted by Pennymew, who proceeded to throw Layla against the wall single-handedly. If you could.
And as I land on the ground, I like lean up and I'm like pulling myself back up. I'm like, I thought teachers were supposed to want us to study.
I'm a librarian, not a teacher. And with that, I need you all to roll initiative.
Do we get any bonuses to this? Because we're all geniuses right now. Does that help?
Nope, because although you're mentally reacting faster, the problem is it's disconnected from your body, and it's actually really difficult to control your body at the same time. So, to set the scene, you are currently in a relatively small room with 3 separate aisles. Wow, Barnaby. Wow.
Let's just end it now. I'm done.
Everyone escapes but Barnaby.
Yep.
A small underground room made of ancient brick and stone. There are 3 aisles, 4 racks of books, 2 of which at the far ends are against the walls. There is a small section at the front where they don't meet the walls, so you can get in, and at the back there's the same. At the back there is also a small pile of stone tablets. Each of these racks is filled with papers and books, ancient, cracked, some of them slightly newer, nothing really newer than probably about 150 years ago, but there is a variety. Pennymew
And did you roll for James? I'm guessing you're running a roll for him as well as Penrose.
Yeah, I need to roll for him as well. They do have James with them, which is going to be fun.
Fucking touch James.
Okay, let's have a look at this.
Yeah, people were like, everyone else can die just as long as James survives.
So... a 1? Oh, that's a 16.
Why does James have plus 15?
Who is getting
No,
plus 15?
that's not James.
God damn it.
Yeah,
That's not James. Oh, my sweet summer child.
I was hoping.
James got an 8. Layla, you and Pennymew have the same. You need to dice off. So, roll again.
We have the exact same?
Yep, you both got
Dude,
16.
shit.
And unfortunately, him being a big bad, you don't automatically get to go first. So you'll need to do another initiative roll. Just a normal flat initiative roll.
Okay.
Oh, that's not gonna.
Oh, fudge!
Okay. So that puts it at Pennymew, then Layla. Who's next? Robert, James, Imogen, Barnaby.
Hopefully I have aggro because I just punched him and then I called him a teacher, but he's really a librarian. He probably gets it all the time. Yeah.
That's totally how that works. So... Pennymew, Layla, Robert, James, Imogen, Barnaby. Okay. So with that... Ooh, the choices.
Yeah. It's not...
Pennymew, the light around him seems to grow strangely grey, almost like there's a slight desaturation in the air and an aura around, and it seems to emanate out in little beams of shafts of light. And 2 huge shadows spring out from his back. As they shift, you notice these are the relic of what once were wings. And with that, they beat down once, spreading a huge blast of air around. I need everybody to make a acrobatics strength or acrobatics dex. You get to choose.
Great.
Oh dear.
I did it.
Oh.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what the like. I got a success, which
You got a
for me
success,
is.
yeah.
Good for you.
Yes.
So 17, Layla. You are still prone, but you are not pushed any further away. You managed to hold on to one of the bookcases nearby, and the blast of air just washes over you. You feel yourself kind of shift a few inches as the entire bookcase shudders, but you don't move. Everybody else, nobody got more than 3 successes, right?
If I still kind of moved with a 17, what the fuck?
Actually, it would be down because he's doing multi-action, so it'd only be 2. So, Barnaby, you got 2 successes. You are pushed back, and you go flying against the wall. You don't take any damage, but you are still standing. However, you are now at the back of the room.
As I'm the back of the queue. I'm at the back. That's fine. Whatever.
Imogen and Robert, both of you go flying to the back of the room, bouncing off bookcases, hitting the wall, and collapse to the ground prone. Barnaby is now the only one standing. And with his second attack, you squandered my gifts. Now I will give them back to you. He raises his hand, and as he does so, every single pen that every single one of you is carrying levitates.
I would argue that Barnaby doesn't carry pens.
You're an artist.
You're an artist. You definitely carry.
You probably
A
carry
pen or
one
something.
very expensive fountain pen or something like that.
Crap. You're right.
So
Oh wait. I remember like back in the day, we used to have those pens that had like multiple colors. I imagine that Barnaby carried one of those, so he could like always, like, you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about? You had like.
I've got one of those in the other room. It's shaped like a rocket.
you can go
Alright.
get it because it'll be useful for this next part. With that, all the pens begin to rise. One rises from Barnaby's pocket and starts to float in front of his face as it's pulled slightly towards the center of the room. Robert, several pens come out from all your pockets. Layla, a couple of pens come out from your person. Imogen, your pencil case shifts slightly and then is forced open as pen upon pen upon pen fly up into the air until he has probably, I think, from all of you total, probably about 16 pens.
Would you say that the pens have rose?
Do it. You have to.
I'm not giving you a drama point because it needs to be in character rather than meta knowledge.
What? No, you gave Barnaby, you gave Josh so many, and he wasn't even in the fucking
I'm being
scene.
more strict now.
I remember that.
I'm
Yeah,
being more
you've
strict.
done it before.
And with that,
I
free
give you one.
to have them back. He flings them at you, and all of the pens suddenly get turned into flying darts. I need everybody to make a... Oh, none of you got acrobat... oh, you've got reactions left, haven't you? So you didn't take a reaction against the last one. If you want to use your reaction, you may do so. It is a normal acrobatics check. Anyone who's
Wait,
prone...
what are we doing the
is at
reaction
-2
for?
To avoid the
Exactly.
pens.
To avoid the pens.
Avoid
Okay.
being impaled by many pens.
I think probably is a good
If
idea.
you're prone, you're on -2. Bear in mind.
Okay, so -2 from this.
Oh, I'm prone, so okay, then I don't get any
Oh,
successes.
there's no point me rolling, I don't think.
Do a drama point before you roll if you want to avoid it. And not
I
take
really don't want to be murdered by pens.
Remember, you can only spend 1 drama point per turn. So bear that in mind.
Ah, balls. I'll
Up
just
to
try
you.
rolling as it is, and if I get a 10, I didn't get a 10. Take
Did
2 away
you-
from that.
But this is his turn in initiative, so.
So none of you passed.
It was a acrobatics dex, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
18?
I'll try.
Fucking A.
Well, it's a 16 technically, but still a 16.
So that's...
If I can't pass with a 16, no one's gonna pass any of these.
For simplicity's sake, 16 pens divided by 4 each is 4 pens each. Times the number of pens used. Okay.
This is an awful superpower.
You all take 12 points of damage as the pens rocket into you, stabbing you and impaling you. Barnaby, that lovely multicolour pen is now jammed just in below your collarbone. Imogen, pens go flying, causing scratches along your cheeks. One of them jabs into your arm, right in between the ulnar and the radius. Robert,
Ow.
several of those very useful graphical drawing pens that you use for when you design your lovely conventions rocket into you and just impale you in the chest. Layla,
Ow.
one of them manages to jab into your neck, just inches away from your jugular.
Come on! I dodged the most. I should just
actually,
have scratches.
chat
What?
raises a good point. James is there. I need to make a check for
Yeah.
James.
Did James
He's
get hit?
No, James gets knocked over. James can't not get knocked over. Does James get hit? Actually, he rolls an actual...
He's not gonna roll above a 16.
He doesn't get knocked down. He's standing. However, he's going to try and dodge the pens, and he's going to fail. Yeah, he fails massively.
Yeah, that means you have to divide the damage differently. So it wouldn't take 12.
So you take...
Yeah, but James probably also had pens on. Actually, no, James is an idiot. He would
Yeah,
not have had
James
pens
is not having pens on him. No, he's got
You
like
did
one
not
pencil.
let him have. And no.
on. As someone who has actually been stabbed by writing utensils. No,
yeah, but
you-
he's smart now, and he was helping us study.
Then he'd have a book.
Yeah.
Oh, my face.
So let me just double
The
check.
damage still gets divided by 5 instead of 4.
So yeah, instead of being 12, it should probably be divided by the number of pens used. Each you've got 3 pens, so it should be 2. You take 8 points of damage,
Oh, thank God.
and I'll keep a track of James. As Barnaby, you notice that your second pen, that lovely fountain pen, that you keep telling everyone is like a present from your father, which actually you just bought for yourself before coming here, that stabs into James's thigh.
No! My pen!
What color is it?
It's like a dark
No.
black ink. And out of all of your wounds, blood combined with ink starts to seep.
That's not
That
good
makes
for you.
it Layla's turn.
Fudge nickels. So I have like a thing stuck in my throat.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna leave it there.
Not that deeply. Like, it's not that deeply in. You didn't take super high damage.
Oh, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll pull it out. And then I'll say, in character, I see why they call you Penrose.
Now you can have a
And-
drama point.
And I'm going to take. Where is he at in like relativeness
He is
to
right
me? So.
in the doorway, like maybe like half a meter in front of it. At the end
Hmm.
of the middle aisle of books.
So there's no books, like bookshelves around him?
No, because he hasn't moved. The bookshelves start just in front of him. Because he hasn't really moved since he came in the door.
I'm gonna. Fuck, I don't know. He's got wings. What do I do with that situation?
The wings have dissipated now, by the way. They
I
only appear for
basically
one action.
want to draw his attention and
Um,
get him to come towards me if possible.
How would you like to do that?
That's the thing. I don't know what is the best way to go about that. Normally, I just punch things and kick things. So, I guess I can just try. I mean, that's all I really got. Oh, actually, I want to take the pencil's probably not very thick or anything like that. Never mind. I was going to say I was going to take the pencil and throw it at him, but I guess I'll just take a stake out.
I mean, you can.
I was going to throw the pen back at him, but I was like, that's not
I'd
really
let
it.
you throw the pen back at him as like part of the same action as pulling it out, whereas pulling out a stake will be a new action because you've got the stake stored. Whereas I guess the pen is basically there anyway.
Oh, but the pen's not gonna do that much damage. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
it
do
would be
it
less.
just for the sake of RP.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna, I guess, stake to the heart style. I don't know, like what the best
Into
way to
the
go.
eye.
Ooh, yeah.
Just move up in
So
the
I guess
hierarchy of
what is the
ouch.
throw for that? Because I don't really have that on my.
Oh god, it would be
thrown stake.
Are you going for the heart or the eye?
Through the eye.
Okay, I'd probably say that the eye is a much smaller target, but it would be a -5 as opposed to a -3. The pen isn't designed to be thrown, but whatever. So it would be a Dex plus getting medieval minus 6, because 1 for being thrown and 5 for the eye.
So plus Dex plus medieval, you said?
Yeah.
And then minus what?
-6. 5 for the eye, 1 for thrown.
All right, here, -6. Jeez, okay. Here we go. I don't think I'm gonna hit. 15.
You throw the pen, and
I don't
it
think it's
goes
gonna hit.
towards him and just swerves to the side at the last moment. And
My last
picks up a
one,
bookcase.
the one I punched last time, I think it was a 15 also. So
that makes it Rob.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm imagining that at like intelligence 13, am I basically in like a Sherlock mind palace right now?
A little bit.
Where I'm just like wandering around in my own head like, what should we do about this situation? I have all the time in the world to consider.
Except, for story's sake and to make sure that people get their turns, you've got like 10 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I imagine during that time, I considered that I could, A, knock over the bookshelves to block his getting to us so he has to move over them, giving us a chance to sneak around and get out the door. Or I could attempt to set the books on fire because he does seem to value them, and that might distract him enough that we could escape that way.
No fire.
So I shout, start a
We're not
fire,
twigs anymore.
and then I think, could I use my sunlight torch if I ramped it up to full power to rapidly start a fire?
I would say it would take you like... hear me out on this one, 5 actions, but the actions would be intelligence actions, and you could just say, I use a multi-action, because you're insane intelligence, to be able to convert effectively the battery on the sunlight torch into just an arc, and then just set things on fire with it.
So if I did that, it would be an intelligence... What would it be? An intelligence...
Intelligence
like,
plus Mr.
Mr.
Fix It.
Fix-It?
Yeah.
I'd be rolling 16 plus the d10 for each one. And I just need like a success each time?
Yeah, you need to get 5 successful actions. Actually, we call it, you need a total of 10 successes, so higher successes do count for more.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that then. Because that
if
sounds brilliant.
Drama point your first one. There's a reasonable chance you'll get halfway there.
So wait, how many total successes was it?
You need 10 successes
10.
total.
10
And
total.
16
Okay.
already gives you 4.
Or you drown.
I have to call,
the
do I have
second
to call
one
the
to
number of
3.
actions I do before I start? So
Yes,
I'll have to.
you do. Because you take a modifier on all of them equal to the number of actions. Plus 1.
Right.
Let's do some quick maths.
So if I did
Minus
3 actions,
-2. Yeah.
each one would be 10 plus d10.
-6. Yeah, so 10 plus d10. That means 1 success on every one. On average, you're getting 3 successes on each. So on average, you'd get 9 successes.
And then if
But
I
there's a
drama
higher
point the
chance 'cause
first
the way
one,
it
I mean,
works.
I could.
There's a higher chance, because the way the drama point system, the way that the success table works, there's a higher chance you'd get all of them done.
If I did the 3.
If you
saying.
did 3. Statistically,
Yeah.
there's like a 50% chance you'll get all of them done. Or more.
I think if you drama point
Yeah, I'm gonna-
It will
Almost
take you
get-
an action
Yep,
to then
I'll
set
do-
stuff on fire, but that will convert it into a small, basically, like, arc that you can just use to set things on fire.
So maybe I should go for 4 actions so I can use the final one to use the thing.
I might be able to hold him for a round.
Up to you, Robert. If you
I'm gonna
go
go
for
for 3
4,
actions.
there would be a -8, and then if you don't get to the last action, you would lose that action. So you're going to 3.
I'll go for 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So D10 plus 10, 3 times.
Yep.
If any of them have failed,
So-
then that stops your action sequence, remember.
So drama point in the first one.
Yep, drama points in the first one. So this is... I could just add it as I'm making the roll. So it's a D10 plus 20. 23. 6 successes.
6, okay.
Get 4 more. I need to get 15 on this next one. So this is just going to be plus 10. Come on. Did it.
10.
Yep,
However,
okay, so I have the third action.
You've already called the third
To use
action
it.
was to... You have to call the actions before they all happen.
Oh,
in
I have to
sequence.
plan it out. Ah, damn it. All right, the third action just doesn't happen then, I guess.
Roll it anyway, because it might allow you to make a slightly better archer. Like, it's going to be the same setting paper on fire, but in case you end up wanting to use it as a weapon or something, just in case you might as well roll
It's
it.
gonna hurt. We're sitting so many.
Another 4 successes on top, so is that a total of 15 successes?
That's not 4 successes, is it? That's... Oh, it is 4 successes, yeah. Yeah. That's 14 successes in total. You quickly, like, dismantle the torch and just start crossing the wires and stuff until you've got a battery that's really high capacity and made of plot device, because this is near a hellmouth. And as soon as you get the contacts near each other, it starts arcing plasma across the gap.
We're very near a hellmouth, so that probably makes it really good.
James now goes. James looks over at Barnaby. Everyone else is knocked to the ground. Robert's still on the ground working on this torch. Imogen, Layla, all prone. He looks at Barnaby and goes, Barnaby, have we got this?
I don't think we've got this.
He's going to make a fear check. He passes.
Inspired by Barnaby's words.
Yeah, he didn't get a bonus because of the inspiration. However, he looks at Barnaby. He clutches your arm tightly for a second and goes, You've helped me so much, Barnaby. I'm going to help you now. And he dashes forwards.
Don't you dare!
He's going to shoulder barge. He's going to do a tackle.
You suck so much.
It works both ways. He has head versus heart as well.
Oh, buddy.
Right, so he's 3 plus his sport. He's out of drama points as well. He charges at Pennymew, and Pennymew just backhands him to the side, and he crashes against a bookshelf. Still up, there wasn't much force behind it, but he doesn't successfully end the blow. That brings us to Imogen.
I would like to lift Penrose with telekinesis and throw him, ideally, backwards. Like, away from where we would like to exit the room. Because it's the only one
So you
door.
can throw him through the door into the corridor, or you can just throw him to the side.
Let's go to the side.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause
So,
Then
roll
we
me
can't
your
block us.
telekinesis.
I'm going to spend a drama point on this. I shall
Okay.
declare this up front. Because it's sorcery and willpower, and I just have to get enough points for strength, but then my success levels will determine my damage. So, my sorcery and my willpower gives me +7. Am I at -2 because I'm prone?
Not
For
telekinesis, because it's just your
Okay.
mind.
No! 7 and then +10, so 17. 22. That should be 6 successes is enough to lift him.
Let me double check this.
How heavy is he? Because it's strength.
It's not about heaviness.
I don't know if you can dodge this.
6 successes.
6
Okay.
successes.
How much does each level lift?
It's like 100. It's the strength table.
Oh,
It's however
okay.
much
And then a
6
person can be
strength
lifted at
would
like
be.
strength 3, effectively, right?
Yeah.
And you've got strength 6. You focus on your telekinesis on him, and you try and lift him to the side, and you feel something resist. Like he's slipping through your grasp almost, if you were to try and put it into a physical context. But you You're a pretty powerful witch by this stage. You're getting up there. And you just, instead of really going for technique, you just go sheer force. And you clasp around him, and it's like trying to grip something that is oiled. Instead of trying to just get a better grip, you just go for sheer force, and you grab and fling him to the side, and he is slightly surprised as he goes flying to the side.
That's 12 damage.
He takes some damage.
Yeah, so 6 strength is 200 times strength minus, so it's 550 pounds.
You don't feel like you lifted that much.
No. I am angry. I will slam him against a wall.
Nice.
Run through the fucking door!
As you slam into the wall, the bricks crack and dust comes down from the ceiling. Barnaby, I believe that's you.
Oh my god, can I use 2 drama points for Righteous Fury? James just got twatted.
It's not so much about one attack, it's more about an ongoing threat who is effectively like somehow your nemesis or who has provoked your life or made you worse in some way. Considering your feelings for James, I will allow it.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Righteous Fury means you get a +5 on all attacks, whether magical or physical, against a certain foe for the duration of a scene. It can only be done in certain contexts. This would be one of them.
Imogen used it against Mr. Miller after he said she was a bad student. And then also turned into a vampire and tried to kidnap her and kill her.
I mean, that's kind of secondary for you.
Yeah. Just wanted to add some extra context. It wasn't like in the middle of class.
It was in the middle. There was a bit in the middle of the class, though.
Maybe that was
we
later.
tried to roast him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to... Would I have to declare this as a multi-action if I picked everyone up so they're not prone anymore?
Yes, each person you pick up would be an action.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to try and pick everyone up, stand them on their feet, and then start running.
Okay. So let's try and work this out. To pick people up, there would need to be a check because you need to have an ability to stop if your check fails. I'd say for you, you could do it with strength. And it'd be a fairly easy check as well. So it'd be like a strength +4.
Strength +4.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 9. Also,
so
if anyone
-6.
looks, you can see Barnaby just going as he tries to turn into a demon.
He's really constipated right now. But there is
Yeah.
a -6 because you're doing 6 actions.
It's -6.
You're doing you're doing 3 actions. Wait.
3.
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, wait. It's
so,
-4. Sorry, 2 actions is -2, 3 actions are -4, so it's -4.
-4.
Yeah.
So that's just +5.
Oh, I was... Because I did 3 actions and took 6 off each.
That would be my bad.
I thought it
You
was
get a free
2
action.
off of, so then -2 for 2 actions, -4 for 3 actions, and
Yeah.
-6 for 3.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Which means I may have balked Robert. Robert, you can have a drum point.
All right. Fair
Because
enough.
that would have been important, that go.
Nice rules lawyering team.
I object!
Okay, I'm just gonna keep rolling until I fail then, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so you run over to Layla. I assume you're going for Layla, then Imogen,
Yeah.
then Rob. Okay.
Layla,
Pick Layla up.
closest person, then outwards. And then again.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I hope I don't roll lower than a
You pick Imogen up.
than a 4.
You pick Rob up.
You're like skirting the edge.
And you're going to run out the door.
James needs to be picked up as well, right?
No, he's standing.
Oh, James is standing. Sweet. I'm gonna peg it.
No, you're not. You're going to make a head versus heart roll to try and leave before James.
Ah! Yes, I am. That's willpower, right?
Willpower plus D10, and because it's mortal danger, and because Imogen is there as well, yeah, it's just willpower. Not willpower doubled.
Just willpower. Nope. I'm staying.
No, you're staying. You side up to James, and you join the line with him.
I told you to bloody leave!
Yep, well, you first.
Okay.
It's time to be a hero, Barnaby. Get out of here.
I can't.
No, it's I won't.
Yes, that.
So Penny Mew walks back past the bookshelves, shrugging his shoulders as dust cascades off, little bits of masonry falling off, and stands back in front of the door again, and looks over at Imogen. Which is...
I never turned a library book in late. They were never damaged. I took excellent care of them, but I will watch them burn today.
It's a shame about the smudge. And he gestures towards one of the open books you have. And as you watch, the print begins to shift. And flip, 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 little globules of ink fly up into the air until there is a blob of ink, probably the size of a fist. And he gestures towards you, and the ink flies at you. I need you to roll a acrobatics check if you want to use your action.
It's the Magneto prison escape.
I know, fucking A. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try and dodge it. Nope.
Yeah, the ink flies into your face and hair, covering you in black ink as it starts to run into your eyes. You are blinded.
That seems right.
For one turn.
Take my glasses off. Bye.
Oh wait, doesn't her glasses help a little bit? Like
not against a liquid like ink, and he can control it so it will run behind the glasses and into her eyes and stuff as well.
okay. All right, so
and with his second action, he gestures towards the bookcase nearby, which begins to shudder and vibrate, and the books shift, and suddenly they all, one by one, they fly in a line that I believe has Layla, Imogen, and Robert in it, because Barnaby and James have moved up. So all three of you at the back, if you have a reaction left, you may make a reaction test of acrobatics.
I can't draw on points it, can I? Because I've already done that this turn. Or is it a new turn?
It's a new turn.
it's not. Is it? Okay. 5 successes.
He's the top of the turn, so it's a new turn. 5 successes, 17, okay.
I'm just going to try rolling without it. Failed. As expected.
Yeah. Everyone in the path takes 18 bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna spend a drama point to half that.
Okay, what did you get to?
Yeah, I'm going to do that as well, because otherwise I'm at 0.
Bludgeoning?
Okay, you both go
Jeez.
to 0. Okay, so before you can spend the drama point to half it, you have to make a consciousness check.
Which is...
So let me get the consciousness checks out. Injury! Consciousness check!
Please, 0.
Is that the survival test?
Yes. Well, survival test is life. Consciousness is just consciousness. So for -4 life points, blah, 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 blah. Willpower and constitution. So willpower plus constitution plus d10.
Well, that's not the worst for me. All right.
Both of
I'm
you
alright.
are bludgeoned by book after book and knocked sideways and backwards against the wall. You both feel your heads ringing, and you just try and retain consciousness. And as you can feel like the blackness going in and around your eyes, you manage to shake it off.
I mean,
Layla,
black right now anyway.
It's
so.
a bit of a beating. That is true. That is true. Imogen, you're really confused right now. You're just like, what am I getting hit by? Oh, that feels like a book. Ow, I've had this happen before.
It's the first time I learned telekinesis. Got real awkward real fast. Oh, that's wrong.
Then you spend your charm point. You half all damage you've taken this far. So
far. That's right.
Oh yeah. It's not from one attack. It's entire damage taken this far. Layla, you're up.
Okay. And I got hit by those books too, right?
Yeah. So you took 18 points of damage.
Oh my gosh. All right. I am actually going to spend a drop point. And I'm going to run and kick the angel in the groin. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to be like, get out of here to everybody else.
So this is a jump, kick to groin.
Not jump, just run and kick to groin.
So just kick to groin. Okay. So kick is -1, groin is a -3, so that would be
I already have it all.
Cool.
In...
Of course you have it set up already.
Yeah, she has a macro for this.
Yeah, I have a macro for this, of course. Originally, I thought I was going to have to do 2 actions. And I thought I was going to have to get unprone, too. So thank you, Barnaby. I have 7 successes.
Okay. As he stands there and prepares to knock you aside, he puts his hand in front as you go up and start kicking, and his hand blocks your leg, but the sheer force knocks him back, and your foot continues straight up in between his legs. Okay, that is a hit.
And now an answer to the eternal question.
18 points of damage plus success. So you got 7 successes. So that's 25 points of damage before any, like, you know, negation. Yeah, that is a lot of damage.
And then he has to do a test.
Yeah.
If he goes.
Unless he's like a dogma angel.
As you kick him in the groin, he actually lifts off the ground a couple of inches and lands back, now directly inside the doorway, clanging against the metal door. That wasn't very nice, was it now? He does not seem to have been affected.
Doesn't look like we're playing nice.
He does not seem to have been affected by the kick. Whether that was because he passed the test or anything, you're not sure without perceiving him as like a test or something. But that brings us to...
test?
Check for junk, yeah. That brings us to Robert.
Yep, okay. I guess I can't get out because Angel's in the way again.
You can always
definitely
choose
start
to
the
hold an
fire.
action or something. You can declare your actions and say I'm holding them. Just in case you want to.
Is there a window or something in there?
No, there are no windows here. This is basement. This is proper basement. Like, this is a good few meters underground.
I'm hoping if I start the fire, it'll draw him over.
Well, I
'cause
was
otherwise, I'd just burn us all to death.
I think I don't understand exactly how we're situated because I was trying to kick him and push him away from the door. Because I want them to get out. Like, that's my goal, is for them to get out.
So
That's why
he's
I was
only
yelling.
moved like a couple of inches. Like, attacks don't generally move people unless you do something crazy or you declare it beforehand. So stuff like, for instance, tackle, throw, etc., those all move people. Other attacks don't really move people at all.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with starting the fire. I don't know if there's anything else I should do with my time, because I could probably fit more actions in there.
I mean, unless he explicitly takes an action to stop you from getting out, you should be able to run past him.
Yeah, he's used his reaction, so he can't do anything to you if you choose to run past right now. As far as you're aware, unless he gets multiple reactions.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 actions then. One to start a fire in, nice far back corner of the room so that we don't get ourselves killed, because that'll be awkward if I escape and everyone else burns alive in there.
I mean, there are a pile of books that have hit one side of the room and fallen to the ground from where he used them against you. So you can use it.
I mean, which is being burnt alive is a time-honored tradition.
Also, if any of the sections happen to be like about Drox demons, so we don't care if they burn, then I'll try and go for those. Because I don't want to destroy the whole library. But yeah, first action, start the fire. Second action, run away.
Okay.
Can I grab the laptop as well on the way out?
That will be 3 actions. But sure, because only one of them really involves a test, and that is to set the fire. But because of your crazy, crazy high 14 successes, you can't fail that test. It's just setting a fire. It's easy. So you quickly run over to the pile of books. You start the plasma arc, and it starts discharging the battery, and instantly flames start to lick up the books. You grab your laptop, and you leg it out the door.
I shout bucket as we go. I stole that one from chat.
Nice.
Have a drama point. Under protest. I would give it to chat, but it was the delivery. So, that makes it James. James is gonna roll head versus heart.
James doesn't have tragic love as well, does he? That might end badly for me.
However, he does pass. So he looks to you, Barnaby. Are we getting out of here?
We've got to. Go!
Yes, you knob, fucking run.
And
like
he
in
is
the
going to
background.
spend Chat's drama point.
Don't
Chat
be
wants
an
to use a drama
idiot.
point with him, and it has to be declared beforehand. So since Chat have indicated they want to use a drama point with him, he is going to use the drama point to successfully lift you, and he's just going to carry you out through the door. He can't fail that test with a drama point.
It's beautiful.
So Barnaby, he just goes over to
I imagine
you.
he's carrying him like this.
He grabs you and just fireman's
Sweeps you
carries
off your
you.
feet.
No, not fireman carry. Fireman carries that. He just
Oh, no,
marriage
he's threshold carrying.
threshold carry. That was it. Threshold carry. He threshold
My
carries
head
you
bounces off the wall as I go through.
out. Right. That makes it Imogen. You are blind.
I am blind.
There is a fire
So I
starting.
have almost no concept of what's happening, other than just yelling at James to not be a knob, to get the fuck out of there. And I've been told to book it.
Yeah, you don't know that James and Barnaby have left, really.
No, and I don't necessarily know what direction is out or where
Yeah.
Penrose is. I suspect I can probably smell some smoke.
Yeah, you can smell the beginning of like ionized particles from the plasma arc and the beginnings of parchment burning. You were
Well, she did
blinded.
just hear Penrose and I talk, so she knows the direction that we're at.
Yeah.
Not very well, considering you're in the middle of a fight and that's kind of a moving situation. I would allow a test, but it would be a hard test because you were blinded, then hit by books, which is
No, I'm
going
aware.
to knock you around.
But you said Penrose didn't move, and she saw him right before.
She's moved because of not getting knocked by books.
Yeah. Would I be able to like take an action to essentially try and get as much ink out of my eye so that I can see somewhat on this turn to then run out of the room? To like take 2 actions?
You get the feeling that the ink is currently being controlled and that it is deliberately running into your eyes against gravity in some cases. You get the sense you will be blinded for an entire turn regardless, unless you have some way of getting rid of ink.
Can I telekinesis the ink off of my face?
You could try. It would be effectively opposed versus his ability to control the ink, so it's up to you whether you think that's possible. Okay.
Well, it's either that or I want to, because I don't know that he's not in the bookshelves. Like, if he was in the middle aisle, like, I would try and collapse the books on top of him, but I don't know that that's where he is, so I don't want to actually get in the way of me escaping.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty smart right now.
But he's not in between the aisles. He's still by the door.
That's
Which
what I'm
is-
saying. Is like, if I knew that's where he was, then I'd do it, but I...
Yeah, that was my initial thing too. I wanted to knock the bookshelves over, but
Um,
not near them.
yeah, because otherwise I can't really do anything. So I'm going to try and do that, and then I'm going to try and make my way not into the center of the room, ideally towards the exit.
Do you still have concentration on your telekinesis?
No, I wasn't keeping that
Okay.
because I can't really do that because I don't have a high enough sorcery yet.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Because your sorcery has to be at +4 because it's complicated, and I read the rules and I was like, I'm just gonna say I don't sustain stuff right now unless it's like a simple object that I have to
That's
carry.
fair enough. It makes it easier for me. So what would you like to do?
I am going to attempt to remove the ink from my eyes using telekinesis because I'm like, fuck your magic.
Okay, go for it. This is a
so-
subsequent telekinesis, right? So there will be a penalty of 1 on this?
For what?
Every time you do telekinesis, don't you take a penalty if you've had more than 1 telekinesis until you rest? No?
Nope.
Okay,
No,
cool.
that's if I'm trying to sustain. So if I'm trying to sustain something because I don't have the telekinesis power of sorcery, I'm at a -2 each round.
Okay, cool.
To the previous roll, and that's to save you from having to roll each time. But because I don't have a high enough sorcery, I actually just have to roll each time.
Okay,
But there's
go
no-
for it.
The penalties come from like if I'm trying to do attacks using telekinesis. But I assume this is removing some sort of small object, so I would do sorcery and willpower.
Yeah.
Versus theirs. Okay.
Yeah. There's no real way for you to physically try and move the ink like that, but your sorcery, because you can physically pick up all of a liquid, you can do that.
Yeah. It's not. That's 2 successes. That's probably not going to do it.
As you try and pick up droplets of the ink, they just slide around your telekinetic grasp, and you remain blinded for the rest of the turn. You can run in a random direction if you choose.
I would like to move away from the fire and kind of hand out, just trying to get to one of the side walls.
Okay. In which case, the fire, I will say for the purpose of this, because it was on one of the sides, in one of the corners, would be on the left as you're facing into the room. You've moved to the right back corner.
Cool. I just sort of moved to the right wall, and I just put a hand out to kind of not run into it.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to use this to get myself out of the room, and ideally I'm out of Penrose's line of sight for the moment.
Okay.
like-
Robert. No, it's not Robert, sorry, it's Barnaby.
Yeah, I was saying, it's not me, is it?
I ran out of
I
ink
just
when
had
I
a
was
turn.
trying to write the B for Barnaby, so it looked
got
like an
carried
R.
out like a newlywed. God, I wish Imogen could have seen that.
You'll have to just wait for the fan art. Okay, Barnaby.
So am I outside of the place now?
Yes, yeah.
Oh. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna be like wiggle a bit and get James to drop me.
Okay, you squirm in his tight embrace, and he drops you to the ground.
Yeah.
On your feet.
Is Pennymoo facing the other way and paying attention to someone else so I could get a bonus if I attacked him?
You go back to the door, and as you look in, yeah, Pennymoo is pretty much right there, facing Layla in exactly the opposite direction. You are behind him, and as far as you are aware, he doesn't seem to have noticed you right now.
Okay. Can I then declare 2 actions? I'm not sure if this will work actually, but one to like grapple him, and the other to like contest him when he tries to get away from me.
I believe that you always contest the grapple when someone tries to get out.
Ah. So in that case, I'm going to tackle him, then grapple him.
Okay.
Because being prone gives you a negative to stuff. Okay. Tackle time. I used to have a button for this. I always miss it. It's here somewhere. Ah, there it is. I'm going to drum point this.
Okay.
Weep. 25.
So tackle. Tackle. Slam tackle. That's what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Resist with strength or muscle divided by 2 or fall. Let me check.
And that normally does 10 damage. Oh, and I get +5 on that, so that's 30. Minus whatever it is for 2 attacks.
So is that 15 including the -2?
No.
Okay.
So
as you
Plus-
charge in behind to... Wait, do you have the +2 for ganging up with Layla?
no, I don't.
Okay,
So it's 30.
They cancel out. So it is a 15 to hit. You charge him behind and just flying tackle Pennymew. And his attention kind of on Layla. That kick was a bit painful. You successfully just hit him from behind and he collapses with you bearing him down to the ground. How much damage does that do?
That does 10 damage plus successes,
And you got
which
5,
at
6, 4,
30 was how many? 6, 7, 8 successes.
30 successes. What?
Not 30 successes. I rolled 30 because I rolled 15 plus a drama point plus the 5 for Fury.
Oh, so you actually got a 30. Yeah, in which case,
Yeah.
not remotely do you just tackle him. You go flying into the room, and I will say for the purposes of this, Layla, make an acrobatics check, because he is going flying across the room.
What?
I'm so
You successfully get out of the way of a ballistic fallen angel with a Barnaby, just slamming in behind him, crashing against the other side of the room. He takes... How much?
10 plus 8.
Okay.
18.
Good work, Barnaby. Can't
He
see
does
anything.
seem hurt by that as you smash his face into the brickwork before getting to the ground. Dust now coating his front and down his waistcoat. And your second action?
That'll be the grapple. I just say, sorry, James. And I try and grapple him. Damn it.
Grapples are only
Plus
resisted
the
if you
5.
have a
Plus the 5.
acrobatics. He does not have a reaction left. You successfully grapple him.
Yes. Urgh.
Now I can just punch him.
Yeah.
If you want to stay, yeah.
You got him by the ball point. Or you got him at ball point. Because he's a pen.
No, that was terrible.
You tried really hard. I hope that's exactly how Barnaby explained it. Holding
Yeah.
on to him. Like, I thought you were supposed to be smart, Barnaby.
You should have gone with, like, you've got him by the ball points.
That's kind
guess
of what
I
he was
can't-
saying.
Yeah, but it was...
That's what I was going for.
Okay, so that brings us to... Pennymew. Imogen, you get enough out of your eyes of the ink to be able to see now.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh, that was a good one too. How does it feel to fall for the second time? Because he's a fallen angel.
Let me just double check this. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream, Mr. Sandman. Okay. Barnaby,
Didn't realize this was a musical episode.
as you are holding him, you notice that the slight beginnings of swelling and the discoloration on his face begins to go down.
Oh no.
And he's annoyed at you. He is going to
Fine.
spend several actions.
Oh no.
He is going to get up.
But I'm grappling him.
Okay, well, he's going to do them in a different order then. He's going to reverse the grapple on you.
Oh.
So please make a... it would be resisted by the dexterity plus kung fu, I'd say.
Thank
It's a normal
goodness I
grapple.
put a point into Kung Fu.
I'd say you can use sport for it, because it's a grapple is effectively the same sort of thing you do in rugby-ish.
Cool. Well,
Yeah, so as you're trying to hold him on the ground...
+5.
Only on
no,
attacks.
because that's not an attack.
Yeah. As
Damn
you're
it.
grappling on the ground, arm behind his back, he just effortlessly moves his arm down, pulls you up, and puts his hands on the side of your head as he stands.
Uh-oh.
Make a willpower plus intelligence roll. This does include your boosted intelligence, technically.
Please.
Ooh, let me check.
He can't drama point again, guys. He can only.
That's right.
He already drama pointed this encounter.
No!
It's a new turn. He could have, but
New turn.
it's too late now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
rolled.
because Penrose's.
Barnaby.
Barnaby, you're muted.
As you feel these fingers press against the side of your head, the pressure leaving slight bruises that start to appear, you feel the world becoming kind of lighter and a little bit simpler. Not massively so, because you are currently boosted.
He's second knowledge from you.
You lose 1 point of intelligence permanently. This is not your intelligence with the spell, this is your baseline intelligence. Mark down that you have a -1 intelligence for your permanent and reduce your intelligence by 1. Make sure you mark down that you have lost an intelligence though due to this ability. But it is permanent.
Yeah, I'll put that in my drawbacks, I guess.
Yeah, drawbacks.
As far as you are aware. You also associated lose the 1 point of knowledge that you gained from the bugs. I think you're on a +1 now. I think you've gone down because it's fading. And that is the end of his go. That makes it Layla. Layla, you see him rise to the feet, grab Barnaby, and lift him up, hands on the side of his head. Barnaby's feet actually aren't touching the ground right now.
Okay. I'm going to run up and tackle him and try to make him drop Barnaby. And as I'm running to do this, I'm going to be like, Barnaby, we said leave. And what is Imogen doing? What can I see her doing?
She's in the corner. She's just managed to get ink out of her eyes. Her hands are covered in dark black ink. Her face is like kind of like a panda right now.
And then I guess I'm just going to, as I'm running, the second thing I'm going to yell is, Imogen, you okay? And then I'm going to focus on, I guess, tackling him. I don't know what the best thing is. I guess he's got Barnaby.
If you use
I want to
slam tackle,
barge
that'd be
in.
Slam tackle will be resisted by muscle, regardless of his reaction, because it's its ability to knock someone down. So you could use a slam tackle. It would be effectively a muscle off. You've got.
So what do I need to roll with
you could
that?
use sweet kick to like take his feet out and knock him prone that way. You could toss him, just lift and chuck him, or you could choose to break the grapple, which would be just a normal grapple.
I want to do slam tackle, I think.
Okay.
So what do I need to do for that?
Strength plus sports. I would say that it can be strength plus kung fu.
I'll do strength plus kung fu.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use a drama point.
Ooh,
And
okay.
fucking people need to get out of here.
Penny Moo keeps on getting moves.
No, you were out of there and you came back in.
But everyone else was trapped.
Grapple him.
Because we were fine. We just all we needed was Imogen to get out. That's it. And you're, okay.
Rob was in there too, right?
Yeah, but Rob's getting out.
I'm out now.
Yeah, he's out now. He was out. He was getting out in the process that you were. By the time you ran back in, he was already like on his way out.
You ran like past him as he was running out.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So it's 7 + 8 + 10. So I get a +25 to this. Please tell me that I can get 31. Come on, E. I need to save my people.
Ooh, let me just double check.
What do you mean double check?
I need to double check.
What?
Slam
Fucking
tackle.
ridiculous.
What are you double checking?
Oh yeah, no, you definitely slam tackle him. So for a second time, as Penemu raises Barnaby, a flying humanoid shape just impacts him straight into the wall where he hit before. This time, instead of just slight cracks appearing in the brickwork, entire chunks of brick are shattered and knocked down. Part of the roof just collapses in a few like showers of masonry and plaster. Yeah, that slam tackle is 2 times strength. So that's for you 16 plus
16,
your successes, and your success 31. Jesus, 31
think that's-
successes.
31 8.
Is it?
Or is it 9? I think
It's 9.
It's 9?
Yeah, it's super heroic level.
Okay,
Everyone's
I've never
shouting,
gotten
"Gang
to
up."
31 before, so.
Superman punching people through buildings, not caring about casualties.
Oh, I didn't get the gang up? Do I get gang up?
Not because he was grappled. He couldn't help you.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't actually helping me, you
Yeah.
guys. Nice try, chat. That would have been insane.
Yeah, that would have leveled it to godlike if you'd have got that.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah, you slam him in again and slam tackle. He is prone and has let go of Barnaby.
And once he lets go of Barnaby, I'm like holding him down and I'm like, Barnaby, get Imogen out of here and don't come back.
You aren't holding him down unless you grapple.
Don't grapple
And you
him.
didn't
Don't do
grapple
it.
because you spent one action.
No, it's fine.
It worked
yeah.
out really badly.
Well, I'm
Well-
like not holding him down, but you know,
Yeah.
I just slammed him in the thing. I'm like still holding like in.
Yeah, that's cool. So, Robert, do you just keep running? You're there with James, by the way.
Who's still in the room at this point? Is it
Only you and James are out.
right? But Imogen can see now,
You don't know that.
so she.
You don't know that.
You have
but
no
yeah.
I
idea.
think you knew she couldn't see.
You didn't know she
Yeah.
could see.
Yeah, because I did realize after going out I'd forgotten, but Rob probably wouldn't have noticed. So yeah, he's not gonna run away because if everyone needs help, then that's just gonna make things worse.
Wait 30 foot down the corridor. You can do that if you want.
I am slower than everyone, so I should probably start getting away.
Okay. So you're going to start legging it.
Yeah, I really want to try running in there and seeing what happens when you throw holy water at a fallen angel, but that will probably only make the situation worse overall. I'm gonna run away.
Okay.
I'm so angry right now.
It's like I keep telling you to leave.
I'm out of the room. I wasn't gonna go back in.
I just like the
Maybe
idea
I'll
that like
stand
half
in
of
the
you
doorway.
keep coming out and then get worried about the other half and go back in, so the other half comes out and they just like a revolving door. Which does lead me to James's turn. Barnaby's back in the room. James needs to roll head versus heart.
God damn it, James.
As I'm running, do I get a chance to glance at my laptop with Sky Iron googled on it?
Yes, you can if you want. That could be your action.
Do I learn anything?
For this, you may Google Sky Iron.
As in literally?
That is your literal Google term. You may Google it in real life.
Okay.
James does not go back in. He lingers
Last time I
near
tried
the
this,
door.
it came up with the movie Iron Sky.
You gotta like go to Google 1997 and Google
Yeah.
Sky Iron.
Google didn't actually exist then. I think it was Google's 98.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Gotta ask Jeeves. What is Sky Iron?
Were you looking for porn? Here you go. That's not Jeeves. That's what is that? Yahoo search or something?
Bing.
Fair enough. I don't use Bing enough, obviously.
I have
Yeah.
a thing called Thotchka. No, Thokcha.
Focaccia? That's a bread. He is weak to focaccia. Quick, start baking. James is going to linger near the door. He doesn't go back in. He passed his head versus heart, but he's going to linger anyway because he wants to know what's happening. That brings us to Imogen. You can see you are not blocked in any way.
I assume I see Penrose is slammed against a wall.
And then down to the
Was
ground
it the one
with
that I
Layla
slammed him
trying
against, or is
to.
it back wall near the stone tablets?
It's a back wall near stone tablets. In fact, they are basically right on top of the stone tablets right now.
Damn. It's fine.
I mean,
You set
you
me
could
books on
still
fire.
try and
This-
grab one and move it. They aren't preventing you unless he is a reaction, in which case he could try and intercept you with an attack.
Nope. I have an explicit instructions. I will listen to Layla. Unlike some people.
Although do bear in mind that you've dropped the books you were trying to collect, and you've only had a chance to look at the top of the stone tablets.
Oh, she does not want to drop the books. Look at her.
I want to drop the book.
Can she drop? Can she roll for like
Imogen, make a head versus
no
heart.
head versus heart to the books? Because
For
like,
this, your life is threatened right now, so you can use willpower doubled.
Great.
I'm like Imogen is like, do I drop the books?
Yeah. I'm gonna choose to spend both of your points of bad luck.
I'm going to spend an action to pick up a bunch of books that I had previously dropped. And then I'm gonna leave the room.
Okay. Make me a strength plus strength check. It's just strength plus strength.
I like to imagine this as I'm like, are you okay? As I'm running and you're like, yeah, I'm fine. And then you just drop all the books and then you're like, oh shit.
You manage to pick up like some bits of parchment, but you don't manage to grab enough books as they just start falling out of your hands as you're running out. You are more focused on saving your life, and although the books do start falling out and you did take the time to grab them, you didn't get enough.
At least I put a couple in my backpack.
Yeah, those were part of the books that bludgeoned you.
He did not pull the books out of the backpack. You explicitly said he took them off the shelf.
True. Yeah, you do have a couple of books in your backpack. It's not enough to increase your
That's fine.
occult library, but you do have a couple more books.
But
That's a good point.
It's like a start, right? You gotta start small.
I need you to roll me 2d10 then. Just a flat 2d10 to determine which of the books are, because I have designs on these. Okay, both sixes. Fine. Those seem to be relatively middle-of-the-road occult books.
I'll take him.
So that brings us to Barnaby as Imogen rockets out past James's head as he peeks in to see what's going on. Imogen, you notice that Robert is down the end of the corridor and rapidly despairing.
I'm not gonna actually pull him, but I will like take James's arm and be like, "You're as stupid as you used to be. Come on!"
As you try and move him, he is immobile because he's a lot stronger than you without a test, and you don't have any more actions left.
Too many head injuries.
Imogen, I appreciate all you've done for me, but I've got to
Running
look after
now.
Barnaby.
This is running time. You should understand how to run, you dumb lad.
He doesn't even respond. He's just busy looking at Barnaby. Barnaby.
Okay.
How much
Barnaby
time
has a plan.
does Barnaby have left?
Can I use the dramatic obstacle rule in this instance? I was thinking of just like pushing a bunch of bookshelves and masonry onto Pennymoo while he's stuck and stick him
I'm
in there.
also there.
But you're not like...
It is a dramatic escape rule, so Layla would be allowed to move out the way. But your actions would be what slows him down. No test, but your actions will determine what happens, if that's okay.
I'm okay if like Layla's just standing there, just like waiting to punch Pennymoo or run out of the way or something.
Okay. So, I mean, Layla isn't actually grappling him, so Layla can just move like back a foot or whatever to accommodate this action.
Yeah, that's what I was counting on, her not actually being like directly,
You
know,
grab the
foot on
edge of
chest.
one of the like bookcases, and just sheer strength, you yank it over towards Pennymoo, and starts collapsing on top of him. Books. Doof, 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 doof. Although, as they fall, you notice each of them swerves to the side. Creating
But it's still a bookshelf. He can't control books
circle
and bookshelves. That's OP.
around him. The bookshelf itself, now somewhat lighter, does collapse on top of him. He does not seem to be phased by that. He's
I
in the
guess
ground,
I'm backed up now, and I'm like, I saw him doing this, and I'm like, nice thinking. Now run.
Got it the third time. I'm gonna go.
Third time's the charm.
As you start
Yeah.
legging it, James turns around and follows you.
Oh, before I leave, I'm like, suck it, Penny. You're stationary now.
You've already got a drama point from a witty line. You can only have one per episode.
Whatever. I had to get it out of the way.
It was good, though. It was a better attempt. As you run towards the exit, James looks around at you and starts running with you, and he goes to clasp your hand with his.
Yeah. I just, like, grab his hand tight and we just run.
Your fingers intertwine, and you leg it down the corridor. That brings us to a new turn. Pennymoo is unhappy. He's going to spend 3 actions. The first action is he has to push... No, 4 actions, dear God. It has to be 4 actions. He pushes the bookcase off of himself. The next action is he gets upright. You will have to do then. Curious. So this is what the shamans in Africa made. And he goes to grapple you, Layla.
Okay, I would like to not be grappled.
Okay, feel free to make a acrobatics roll.
I want to spend a drama point because it's a new
Okay.
round, right? I do not want my intelligence ripped. So, okay. That's plus 10. So 28, which is...
He is on a -6 because he took several actions this round. You just about managed to kind of on the spur of the moment, just like, back up as his hands come for your head, and he doesn't manage to grab you just. You can feel him a little bit frustrated by this.
Wait, what do they call those, like, HR videos that you get to watch that are like, they teach you how to, like, don't touch people and say naughty
Common
things to them and things like that?
Things that people need more of?
No, there's like a name for it. The HR videos that you watch whenever you're like in a job. Oh god, I can't remember what they're called.
Sexual conduct or something?
Yeah, like something like.
Like the only
professional
phrase I
conduct.
know would be sensitivity training, but that's not that. That's not that.
It's kind of. I think sensitive. It might be sensitive
Really?
training, but I don't think. I think it's more
Not
like.
being a dickhead training?
Basic human decency skills?
No, there's a name for it. It's kind of like training videos, but I'm trying to remember the names for it. Never mind.
Okay, so...
Harassment at the workplace. That's totally what it is. It's something like that. But they have, it's, I know that it's, there's also, yeah, there's like a name for it. No.
So, as you notice, by the way, this is happening.
It's not public
The
service.
bruising and swelling, again, that has started to appear on his face starts to go down. And it is decreasing. You managed to dodge the grapple, which means he loses his next action, which was going to be to brain suck. It is now your go.
Run, run, run.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking run. Yeah, it's my plan is to run.
Okay, in which case you have to get out of combat range with him. He does get a chance to attack you, but he's going to have all the penalties from his previous set of actions.
Okay.
As you go, he is going to... Screw it, it's going to be a plain old punch. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have a reaction left because you used your reaction already this turn. Although you didn't, you just ran, so you could have taken action.
Yeah, I just want to fucking run, and I don't get to even run. Like he gets to punch me, and I don't get to run. What?
You didn't take an action. Running isn't an action, so that means you've got a spare action. You can use that as a reaction. You could go full defense if you wanted, which is 3. So yeah, you get a reaction to it. Make a dodge check.
Okay. I was like, this is ridiculous. 19.
Yeah, you succeed. So as he goes to punch you, he's just a little bit thrown off by the failed grapple, and you are out the door. You are fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the last person out was Layla. I'm gonna say let's go to a quick sprint away. Would you like to roll me an acrobatics check, Layla? As you think you're being followed, you don't know as you are pegging it down that hallway.
Sure. 20.
Okay,
5 successes.
let me get my dice.
I'm like the same speed, but I think I'm going faster.
Okay, check again.
Oh my god, again? He's still following me? Alright. Oh, damn. This is the time.
One more.
Uh,
You can do it. Yeah!
oh, shit. What?
With that, you all exit up into the school through one of the basement accesses into the middle of a classroom.
I want to pull a fire alarm.
Sure. As you get
There's a
out,
fire.
you quickly
There's
close the
literally a
hatch.
fire.
As far as you can tell, he isn't close behind or anything. You seem to have got away. You don't know if he was chasing you or not, but you have successfully managed to at least get away from him as far as you are aware. You quickly run over and pull the fire alarm, smash the glass. Woo, 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 woo.
That's not what a fire
That's
alarm
not a fire
sounds
alarm,
like.
but
okay.
I can't make
Fire.
the human sound of a fire alarm.
Fire!
Not
Please
in 1997.
exit the
They're just horrific bells.
Hi, Zena.
What was that?
I realize this.
I'm expecting like a mariachi band to come out. Like, what?
So with that, you pull a fire alarm. It is late at night, as far as you're aware, no one's in there, but it does draw attention to the building. What are you doing now?
Running outside the building.
Yeah, now we're.
But is continuing to get the hell away.
I need more fire alarms in my sound effect board for you guys. Okay,
They're very handy.
you run outside the building. You just keep running. No intention of where to go, just get away, right?
Eventually go back to the dorms? Like to...
Well, the
Eventually,
fire
do you wanna
alarm
get-
went off, so everybody has to exit the buildings.
But I assume we
Right.
came out in a classroom, not in the
Yeah.
residencies.
So it's the main school building that will be evacuated, not the boarding house.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd probably head back to the boarding house.
Okay, so you all leg it
Yeah.
to the boarding house, and as soon as you get to the boarding house, you slow down as you notice. As you walk in, the night porter looks up at you. Imogen, Robert, both of you are pretty badly bruised. Barnaby, how are you?
Barnaby's alright.
Barnaby's fine. Layla
Yeah.
is a little bit bruised, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bruised too.
Okay.
But it'll heal really quickly.
All your clothes are covered in bits of masonry and smell a little bit of smoke. And the night porter just looks up at you. Don't suppose you have a good reason for being out this time.
Oh, we were just helping Mr. Penrose with books in the library.
There was a bit of an accident with a shelf and an ink well.
He looks over at Imogen, who is just like black hands as well. Could
It
you
was a
have a note?
messy move, but we got several new volumes installed.
You don't happen to have a note or anything?
Pens didn't work anymore.
Sure. I'm gonna give all of you an after-school detention. I will check with Mr. Penrose. If he confirms it, then I'll take it off the record, but I've seen you lot before.
Sorry, sir.
Now, get to bed and don't get that ink anywhere.
Wait, aren't people like gathering outside of the dorms for the fire alarm?
Not the dorm building. The
There's
dorm
no,
building's separate.
yeah, it's in the main school building.
Got
The main school
Yeah, we
building's been
just- we
evacuated.
just had that
which means you
discussion.
see all of like one janitor go and stand next to the assembly point.
it.
I hope Barnaby
He gets out a
outside.
clipboard, ticks off his own name.
Yeah.
Goes back inside to check for anyone
Yeah,
else.
fine.
He knows there's no one else.
Barnaby. It's the different building.
But it was pretty loud alarm, right?
What happened? Are you all with us? You are an idiot. I'm sorry, that was a bit insensitive. But you're an idiot.
Imogen, have a drama point.
Take it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everyone got out. And you did.
It's gonna be fine. And then we had to help you.
Yeah. Next time, when we say get out, everybody get out.
Everyone else was still in there, but I'm glad you're not anymore.
With that, as you start being mean to Barnaby, James steps in front of him, still clasping his hand. Don't be mean to Barnaby.
I'm not being mean. I'm being
It's not
polite.
mean. It's saving his life.
Look, we got all
You!
got out there alive. What the hell was that?
That was the thing that took your brain. Sorry, it's gonna wear off in like a few hours.
What can we do? What was the last thing that we researched? Because we're all pretty intelligent right now. But I remember
I lift
But
up
I
the
remember
laptop.
the iron forge thing or whatever.
Sky iron. I was looking it up.
Okay.
It's meteoric iron. I don't know if there's much of it around, but
Well, look it up.
apparently
Where can we
that
get
might
it?
we might be able to use it to kill him. And I guess I start trying to let like maybe people sell it. I don't know. And I start looking that up.
Imogen,
Museum has any weapons made out of it?
make
that's
a
probably our best bet in
intelligence
the-
plus willpower check.
Who?
Imogen, this is a memory check.
Oh, intelligence plus willpower. I'm still super smart. Yes, I am. 80.
5 successes. So, even with a roll 3, you think back to the museum. You know several things about meteoric iron, surprisingly enough. There are a few things that you instantly recall. Firstly, meteoric iron is often referred to as sky iron. It's also referred to as cold iron because it comes in a raw iron state, which is actually really high, like, quality iron for iron that hasn't had to be forged. Like, it's not an ore, it's just like iron. So people were able to make iron weapons before they actually got to the stage of the Iron Age. They didn't actually need to forge it, so they did manage to make a few iron weapons. There's not many of them, but there is one currently at the museum, which is a dagger from ancient Egypt, made of meteoric iron. It's not great by the quality of today's weapons, but it is a dagger made of iron. And it is, as far as you seem to be aware then, cold forged, cold iron, not forged at all, sky iron.
There's a dagger at the museum that's made out of meteoric iron.
Well, let's go. We need it now.
Yeah?
Is the museum open? I don't care if it's not open. I'll break
That'd be
in.
fine. We can get in.
It is
Yeah.
like 11:30 or something. Yeah, the museum is not. It's actually more like midnight. The museum is definitely not open right now.
I'll be fine. You
Pick up the
can
golem while we're there.
Are there any security issues? Can
There's the
you
alarms.
hack in there? Turn off the alarms?
Yeah, that should be it. We might need to pick a lock.
Can
I got that.
Robert right now hack an alarm system at a little museum in a town?
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
I'm
just
just
like-
saying.
I mean, normally it
do
might be a
that.
bit of a challenge, but I think I'll be fine.
We should get the golem while we're at it.
Yeah, what do we want
What
it
are we
to
gonna do
do?
with the golem? I don't
I'm
think the
just
golem's. I don't think
Tell
we're
it
gonna
to-
use the golem.
Tell it to beat up the fallen angel.
And then he's gonna be slug stomping around the town.
I'd
No one's
prefer
gonna notice a giant
a
golem.
golem stomping around the town that we have control over than a fallen angel that's trying to kill us.
But if you have the dagger, I can just kill it.
You're assuming you could just like go up and stab him enough to kill him with that straight away. I'd like the backup.
Imogen and Barnaby make intelligence plus occultism checks.
Right, so I now
I don't know why I'll ask you to make checks at the moment, because you're minimum getting 5 successes, which means you know everything. Okay,
We're
Barnaby,
not doing that
not as
military
much.
thing right
Sorry,
now.
Barnaby.
Chat's like, what about the military? I was like, that's not happening right now.
Maybe
That's like
doing
that needs to be like a
that.
well thought out, planned situation.
I mean, we could probably skip it now because I'm a genius. I could probably just be like, yeah, just airdrop it to right where we are, and I'll come up with this fantastic excuse to do so.
If you want to do that, you can, by the way. But anyway, Imogen, Barnaby, both of you would know from your roles and from your experiences, both with being a demon and your experiences with your occult books, that invulnerability can mitigate in certain ways for different demons, and I assume that applies to fallen angels as well. It depends. Invulnerability being negated means that something can kill it. It doesn't necessarily mean it does extra damage. Sometimes that is true. Sometimes it does extra damage. You don't know the amount of extra damage. Sometimes it can be double or triple or quadruple. Depends on the demon, depends on the situation. But generally, the minimum it does is it negates invulnerability, meaning that when it gets to 0 health, if you stab it enough, it will have to make, checks for life and consciousness, etc., that it might not otherwise have to make. But
The
it doesn't
dagger
necessarily do extra damage. That depends.
may not kill it fast enough. Does the Science Museum or any other museums have access to iron? Because if we could definitely add a coating to your stakes, and then you also have a sky iron railgun.
That'd be nice.
Well, where else do they have sky iron? We're all looking at you to like look on the internet.
Do I know any other places that might have some?
No, but he's got a laptop. He can look.
Yeah, I'll start like googling like other museums, like how common sky iron is.
Okay, feel free to make a computing plus intelligence check.
Like, is that something magic shops might have?
Oh God.
25?
There is a science museum opposite the actual history museum. They, funnily enough, just happen to have a set of displays on at the moment focused on space. Natural Wonders of Space is effectively what it's titled. And one of the exhibits is different types of meteor. And you presume that Nicoline asteroids being fairly common, one of them at least would be an example of an iron-based meteorite.
So
So we need to break into the science museum and the history museum.
Yeah.
cool.
Do we want to try and get any more? I feel like with our lab, we can definitely melt some of this down, right?
Yeah, how do we make things with the iron? Do we just knock him
Remember
over the
that
head with a
it's
rock, or?
Rob, you would know instantly that melting it down is the process of forging. That does seem to be against the term of sky iron / cold iron.
Okay, so if we tried to forge it, it would lose its stuff, its magical things.
That would be the implied term in there, but you don't know that necessarily. But that would be part of the implied term.
So then how would they have forged it?
They didn't.
Well, they just formed it like without heating it. So we could try do something like that. That sort of thing might take some time. I mean, maybe we have some time before he tries to kill us again.
I don't. Well, I mean,
What is the
from
golem made out of?
A whole bunch of rock, I think. I guess I know the particular rock. Is it granite?
Yeah, it's
Golem
granite, which
is
is
rock
rare
craft.
for golems. This, you would presume, having done a lot of research, it's a siege golem. It's designed for warfare, etc. It's not like most examples of golems that you've read about in your books, which tend to be clay. This is specifically
strong enough
a
to forge it
very
for us.
strong golem.
Yeah, I guess if all we need is a lot of strength, we could use that.
How are we going to get it out of the building?
We don't need it out of the building if we're in the
I mean-
building with an iron.
But they've probably not fixed the hole yet. It's only been a couple days, or is it? Maybe it's been weeks.
It's been weeks, I think.
Yeah, it's been
Uh,
like a week and a half.
Make a new hole.
Make a new
Front
hole.
door.
How big are the main doors of the museum? Could it walk out of those without smashing everything to pieces?
They had to get in. That must mean they have a loading dock.
Yeah.
They do have a loading dock.
Yeah.
And it could get out the front door
What
if
are we
it
gonna in
if
the
it
building?
bent.
Guys,
It would have to bend.
We're super intelligent right now. And we couldn't figure out how to get a golem in a museum.
Common sense is apparently lacking, though.
Well, sometimes they break stuff up and then put it
We're
in.
overthinking. That's what it is.
How do we?
Imogen, you also know that yes, you could look at magic shops and see if they have any cold iron or whatever. It might be like a spell component. It's possible. You don't know of any off the top of your head because it's not in any of your spells. But
Well, if that turns out not to be enough, then we'll go break into a magic shop again.
I also need you, Imogen, to roll a willpower double check at minus. I'm gonna say for the purpose of this, I believe it is 6.
For not stealing from the magic shop.
No, this is not to do with that.
Oh, good.
There's
It's
spell stuff,
definitely-
I'm guessing.
Definitely
Oh,
gone
she-
past a month.
Oh,
As she says that, I'm like, or we could
Willpower
just
double
walk in and
minus
buy things.
okay. Didn't succeed.
Imogen,
Oh, God.
you feel drained and disappointed with yourself. You didn't use magic against Pennymoo. You just resorted to your basic telekinesis. That's not what being a witch is about. Being a witch is about power. And it gives you such a rush to use that power, especially when, you're helping your friends at the same time. Maybe strong magics would help. Really strong magics. That book, for instance, is a good start, but maybe there's other ways. Maybe you go to the magic shop and ask. Magic seems like the solution to everything right now. Strong magic especially. You currently have an addiction to magic.
I'm not surprised by that. That's fine.
No, I'm not either.
Gonna add that to my drawbacks. Magic addiction. It's like-
Telekinesis is magic. He's just saying, like, it's not. It's like, that's Kitties.
Yeah, it's like the application of your raw power without any
Witches
real
can
forming
use
of it.
telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, like those non-witches can use telekinesis. Whatever. Even some demons can.
All right.
So you have a load of your leads already. You do know there are a few other leads, but they are admittedly in the battle location you just left. Oh, pardon me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
None of these blessings around fallen angels.
What?
So I guess we go to the magic store, check that out, then go to Science Museum, and then to History Museum.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I mean the magic shop's probably closed, but that didn't stop us last time.
Oh, do you need to talk to somebody? We could do that in the morning.
No, they're just not a museum, so it feels a bit more personal breaking in.
I mean, I feel like we should. I mean, you did steal something from them last time. Maybe we should just turn up and actually give them money for the things we take.
Yeah, Barnaby, you've got some money on you, right?
Somewhere.
By the way, Barnaby, you just put a deposit down on a car that should get here in about 2 weeks' time.
Dang, I got to
Actually-
get me some points in drive.
Only about a week's time, I think, maybe less. We're a little bit ahead of ourselves right now in real life, so yeah, it's not long.
All right. So magic shop first, then museums.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the plan with the golem exactly again?
Use it to beat up the angel.
No, we also need it to provide strength.
Yes,
for
that as well.
Sky iron, because we can't heat the sky iron.
Where are
'cause
we
that
going to
has
keep
negative
it?
Properties.
Or do we just
In the basement? In the woods somewhere?
Don't you think they'd notice a golem missing? Maybe we just have it return every night.
Yeah, we'll just use it when we need to.
Doesn't it take like hours to get anywhere?
It's slow. I was just
It
thinking
is
we
slow.
bring the iron to it and forge it in the museum.
Yeah, but if you want to use it to find Penrose.
And I don't know about the cameras in there. Are they gonna like record us doing that?
No, he's going to disable it.
I got that. As long as we do it in the next 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, well, we better get going.
As you have this discussion, James squeezes your hand slightly, Barnaby, and says quietly to you, well, if I'm only going to be this way for a little bit longer, it would be nice to spend at least some time with you, Barnaby.
God, you're right. It's both really important. Do you want to go to the
Do you want to go on
museum?
date to the museum?
Yeah. Do you want to go on? Yeah.
Roll head versus heart. You can do double willpower for this.
Cool.
Imogen's just watching. Just pretty good at figuring this stuff out.
Yeah, you're gonna blow off at least the initial part of this to spend some time with James. Sorry. That's basically the conundrum of that. Your character will come to that in some way, however you wish to phrase that.
So I just like pull my wallet out of my breast pocket and just like hand it to us. Just like, I mean, don't go crazy, but you can buy some magic stuff.
Imogen immediately takes it first.
I do want that back.
You are pretty
Yeah,
dexterous.
you want that.
You can move pretty fast when you choose to. The speed at which Imogen's hand goes out and grabs this wallet,
So
that's...
what was that? Yeah, no, you'll get your wallet back. That's fine. Go have fun.
And the things in it.
Many of them, yes.
Whatever. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Imogen, how much time do we have on this?
Like 4 hours, maybe?
And I think Rob like knows the exact second. 5 hours, 24
Yeah, I've probably
seconds,
got it worked out.
24
I've got like a
minutes and 30
timer running.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 4 hours, 27 minutes or something right now.
Where are you going, Barnaby?
I got stuff to do, you know.
Like demon
Yeah.
stuff?
Just there's, like you said, there's a timer running, and gotta make sure James
the
is
waste
okay.
paper bin behind Barnaby, just flames start looking out of it, like just in the background.
Wait,
But
what's on
we
fire?
could have used that in the blooming room. I could just mess around with a battery for ages.
Yes, that doesn't usually happen. I'm sorry. It was like I get tired.
James
Yeah,
looks
tired.
slightly disappointed at that.
Anyway, how come you didn't like go all demony back there and
Look,
beat him up that way?
I'm not just a demon, okay?
I
So
know,
it's
but that
not-
would have been a real good time to be a demon.
Well, sometimes they have like cooldowns or something, right? Like
yeah, I
you
can
gotta do
only
it all the time?
Do you have a recovery period?
yes. I do.
How long is it normally?
A whole day.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, there's some downtime in between. I mean, I can do it for as long as I want. It's just like when it's done, it's done.
I mean,
It's
I've heard
finished.
that to be a common problem among adolescents. Demons.
I just need more practice, you know?
Yeah. You know, just make sure you're in like a safe and comfortable place next time before you practice.
That was it. I didn't feel very safe in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I imagine. Well, I hope James can help.
That's not what James
with
said.
the problem.
Bye.
We'll meet you at the museum.
Okay, I'll be there in a probably couple of hours.
Fine.
Which one are you meeting us at?
Oh, I don't know. Where will you be?
Science or history?
I'm going to the one with the golem in it. That
All right,
seems
see you
safer.
for history.
And Imogen like pulls out a piece of paper and writes down history. Oh fuck, she doesn't have any pens anymore. She finds a pen and writes down.
Do you pull a pen out
Yeah,
of
just
your
like-
shoulder?
Yes.
Oh wait, I still like. Oh no, I took the
Oh
pen.
no,
out of my
Imogen,
neck.
actually no. You go into your pencil case first, didn't you? You realize that you've got a pencil.
Great. It's specific to pens. Writes down, meet us at the history museum in case you forget, you bloody idiot.
Thank you.
Because she's not convinced right now that he won't become as dumb as James when this wears off.
He has slight contact rashes down the side of his head as well from fingerprints.
Be careful. And if everything seems very nice and simple, stay in your room.
James pipes up and says, "Don't worry, we'll be careful."
I don't know if the
Use
room's safe
protection.
either. Penrose is around here somewhere.
Yeah, make sure you use protection, just in case.
Against Penrose.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Will turns around and walks away.
Okay.
But- This is our room. They are supposed to leave.
We don't leave.
Fucking A.
Anyway, with that, as Imogen, Layla, and Robert head to the magic shop, then Barnaby and James are gonna do research. We're gonna go to a break. We'll be back in 8 minutes.
You're gonna have to kiss the GM again, Josh.
We're gonna be back in
How
8
many
minutes.
times? How many times will Josh have to kiss E? That's the question.
We're gonna counter on
I'm
that
just-
one.
We can just leave it at that. It's fine. Anyway, we'll be back in 8 minutes. So feel free to enjoy some
When
of the
we go-
fan art video.
When we RP through this awkward love affair.
We're good.
This is Barnaby's phase where he's not sure about his sexuality. You know, he's like, maybe I am gay. I don't know. Maybe I'm bisexual. Who knows?
You can be
Maybe
whatever
I'm
you
all
want.
of the things. Demon sexual.
Well, would that make you pansexual then? Because like,
Because he's not
Yeah.
human.
yeah, because he's not
Probably.
human.
Are you just into one species or all the species? Or anyway, you know what? We're not going to kink shame Barnaby right now. So we will be back in 8 minutes' time after a lovely fan art video. Feel free to go check out the Wikia, go check out the Patreon, all that jazz. But we will be back, and feel free to get some brain bleach. Hello, and welcome back to Layla the Vampire Slayer, where I believe the term is, stuff's gone down?
The shit hit the fan.
Barnaby's gone down.
And got sprayed over everybody.
Or is
Oh
Barnaby
my God.
going down?
We'll find out.
Yeah, find out in the after
no,
show
we will
when me
not.
and EE kiss.
Okay, so, what happened in part 1 was they fought Pennymoo. Pennymoo did some damage, managed to reduce Barnaby's intelligence by 1, but they did manage to make it out. With their asses well and truly handed to them before they got out there, they were not doing particularly well. Having escaped, they have made plans. Barnaby and James are going to go back to his room. Imogen, Layla, and Robert are planning to hit the magic shop and then head to a couple of museums and are raiding the National Treasures for a one-off. So, I think
We'll put them back afterwards. It'll be fine. No one will notice.
The meteor that's been cracked open and forged into bullets.
We'll glue it back together. They'll not tell.
Sure. So, Layla, Imogen, and Robert.
Really good glue.
How long can quick illusion last? What's success level hours? It's just like, how close do I have to be to the object?
Oh, you don't have to be anywhere near it. Like, as soon as you cast it, it lasts for successful hours.
Great. I mean, just in case, just leave a fake version of the meteor there for a little while until we get to put the real one back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you head down to the magic shop in town. Due to the fact there's a fire alarm going on nearby, you do manage to sneak out relatively easily.
Good work, Layla.
Imogen, Layla, Robert, you get to the magic shop.
I guess we have to break in, right?
It is locked.
It's not open.
It is
How long
not
does
open.
it take to get there?
Okay, I will
It's
break in.
Probably about 10 to 1.
Is there enough time to hack into the UK military
You
computer
have
network?
a Wi-Fi device before Wi-Fi was invented. Yes, you can have one test of that. What would you like to do?
Now, the original plan was just to be like, hey, take these servos from this place to that, like, what base over there to base over there, and just drive to this place for no reason. But I'm wondering now if I could do something a lot more, like, fancy and detailed, and just be like, airdrop them to the school. Don't ask why, it's a secret operation. I have the best clearance codes.
If you want to do something like that, you would probably need to include a drama point, because that will be ridiculous levels, but with your enhanced intelligence and a drama point, you probably could go that far.
All right.
Okay, dude. Imogen, what could you've done? You've made
Magic.
monsters out of us.
Would you like to order anything
so-
else from the military while you're there? Just like a tank or...
Get us a tank.
Just drop us a
I mean-
tank off if you could.
They're
That'd
not
be a
gonna
great
drop you a
ride.
tank. I would just state that flat out. They're not going to give you a tank.
Damn it.
How would they bring it? They don't have a parachute big enough. Yeah, so
Mini-
definitely the high precision
Well, like a one.
servos, and then I would also like some high power servos for a future project. And then beyond that, I'm not sure if there's anything else I was
I
particularly
thought you
wanting.
wanted advanced body armor.
Oh, if I could just buy that instead of making it, that'd be neat.
Well, you do still make it, but you would be able to get the parts for it, but you need to have the parts. It's up to you. Each additional thing you want will massively decrease the test. So if you want all 3 of those, that's going to be brutal. Then again, you have an amazing stat, but...
I'll just do the servos,
Okay.
the 2 kinds.
Okay, so you're basically planning on doing a strength suit next. As far as I'm aware, you were planning on doing the armor suit, weren't you? Have you changed that now?
If I'm gonna have to pick the materials, I think I'd go for that just because strength is really nice. And then I can make some not quite as good armor with.
Well, it depends. Are you
lesser
going to be using
stuff.
strength? Because if you're not going to be using strength...
Well, I haven't been so far, but that's because I don't have a suit that boosts my strength by 3.
Well, even if you boost your strength by 3, you're not that strong. But if you want to go for strength, that's fine.
I'm still just strength 4.
I'm just wondering, because you had this conversation with me like a few days ago, and you were like, yeah, strength is not going to be useful.
I don't know. I mean, I was going to make the armor first, but that was because I knew I was going to get the strength suit eventually. I'll make the armor. I keep nearly dying.
Okay. So you're going to order...
He's nearly dying, even though he's like never been hit, really.
I went down to 0 this fight because I got hit with some books.
And pens.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Okay, so you're going to order your quick servos and your military-grade body armor plating. Is there anything else that's not like advanced high-tech, military-grade components? Do you want to get anything else?
Ooh, can I get like just a gun sight, like a really nice one, but like not crazy fancy? Just because I was like, wait, it's actually going to be quite hard to get a decent like laser gun sight or whatever.
Do you want a telescopic sight or a laser sight or a holographic sight?
It's going to be like close range because the railgun I don't think can do long range really.
Okay. 1997 laser sight. Sure. Okay. Please roll me your hacking, which is your computing, plus your intelligence, plus your drama point, minus... I'm going to say, for the purposes of this, because it is a tough test, and you're getting 2 things at once, I'll say a -2, because it's 2 actions at once.
All right, add 8 to this then. 30.
This is super heroic levels. So you hack into the Ministry of Defense as you're on a bus going to a magic shop. Robert's there, hands flashing over the keyboard at lightning speed. Robert, you see the code. The world around you is just made of code, and if you could just reach out and touch it... Unfortunately, genetic code's a lot harder to touch and really influence, but the code in front of you on this laptop... Whew, they've left their SSH port open. Who would do that? Oh, it's silly. And look, you can use a normal JavaScript injection attack to be able to get their passwords. And they're not even storing them salted. What kind of morons are they? And so you get access to the MOD's procurement interface, and stating that this is for a very important Black Ops operation, you require a helicopter to airdrop you some advanced servos, some advanced body armor, and one telescopic one laser sight. Where? At what time?
Out of the way so it doesn't draw attention, so I guess some field relatively nearish the school that I can just sneak off to at some point.
Okay, there is
I imagine if I asked them to drop it on the roof of the school, it wouldn't go well, so...
You did a super heroic act. They will drop it on top of the boarding house for you. Sure. And you did so well, there will be a bonus.
Oh.
So, you get
Imagine that while I'm doing this, I'm just like rapidly typing, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just hacking the military."
Yeah, no, you're sitting opposite this old lady again. It's the same old lady. She really likes the bus route. She's just knitting
She's
something.
always in the bus.
What you
She's
doing,
the other big
dearie?
bad.
Oh shit! Oh shit! She's been spying on us the whole time.
Are you playing games?
I'm just working on a school project.
Is that fun? Are you making like one of those baking soda volcanoes?
I've made one of those, yeah. Just making sure she can't see the screen. All sorts of highly classified information appears.
I mean, you also get the codes to one of the nuclear launch databases, but you're like, yeah, probably leave that alone. And yes, they send you a message back saying, Code Black understood. The unicorn will fly over the field. Prepare for our package.
Unicorns don't fly. That's a Pegasus. We're an alicorn. Jeez.
They're codename unicorn. That's what they are. That's why.
Whatever.
Okay, Robert, they will drop it on top of the boarding house in how long?
So you just get to pick the time.
Yeah, you
it
get to
at
pick the
night.
time. You're the
Yeah.
one calling in an airdrop.
When would be a good time? I guess shortly
Make
after
sure
we've
you
been
do
to
it
the
in military
museums.
time, like
It'll be
700.
it'll be like an hour after whenever it is the spell runs out.
So it runs at 4 a.m., so 5 a.m. So you say, oh, 500.
Yeah.
Sir, yes,
Yeah.
sir! Operation Periwinkle is a go, sir!
You really need to work on their code names.
Yeah, wait, what's the code name for your thing? Sky Beast. Oh, I love that idea.
Operation... I was going to go Operation Periwinkle. Sure, it's Operation Sky Beast.
No.
Flying
Periwinkle,
bush.
You already said it.
Oh, it's Periwinkle. Okay, the next one is to Operation Sky Beast. Fine.
But Periwinkle makes me
Next
think of
time it happens.
Shadowrun, and you killed my kitties.
Yeah, Periwinkle is a running theme. Every show has to have Periwinkle in it. So, fine. It's Operation Periwinkle. And with that, as this high-ranked Black Ops corporal... High-ranked corporal? What? No. High-ranked warrant officer on the other end of this VoIP device talking to you. You've already put your voice through a modulator, so you sound like a general or something. He's just like, sir, yes, sir! Operation Periwinkle goes, sir! Oh, 500 hours! We will drop you! The devices you've mentioned, sir!
Was you wanting like a reply?
Yeah.
It's like, acknowledged, I'll be there.
The computer speakers make that sound and we're like, yes, sir, we will be there, acknowledged.
It changes the order?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's fancy stuff I'm making.
You're currently super heroic in the world of computing. You are a superhero.
I've imagined you've basically you found like voice recordings of this person that you're
Yeah, and
trying
you've
to
made
do.
like
And
your own
then
soundboard
you've
and then
got
mixed
his
it together.
speech patterns and everything, and like you just put in what you would say, and then it like auto
Yeah, like he
translates.
genuinely thinks he's talking to his commanding officer right now, who is currently at home asleep. But you pull up out front of the magic shop. It is closed.
We're gonna break in.
I mean, I'm gonna knock on the door first,
Oh, that's a good idea, I guess.
in case they live there.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it like one of those like townhome bottom floors?
It does have 2 floors to it, but you've not seen the top floor from your cursory glance around last time. A way to get into
Last
the
time
top
we
floor.
snuck around
It's not like the top
quietly
floor.
and broke in.
Okay,
Do you think
so
they're gonna just?
you were gonna knock on the door.
Yes.
1 minute. There's like a pause about a minute or two before the door clack, 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 clack. There are several more locks on this door this time, apparently. Who knew?
Never mind.
And it opens like a few inches, and you can see there's like 3 chains currently holding the door in place. And out glances a familiar face. This does appear to be Ned and Brian's mother. Can I help you?
I assume I know her last name.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to know that.
Damn it, I had their name somewhere, but I
It's
haven't
Phillips.
referred to it. Phillips.
Oh, it's Phillips. Yeah.
Mrs. Phillips.
Sorry, Mrs. Phillips. I know it's the middle of the night, but we're in
Yes.
some desperate need of some specific materials, of a magical variety.
Make a willpower plus influence roll. You may add Barnaby's not here. Okay, cool.
80.
What would Barnaby have added?
Shit show.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
because Barnaby knows Ned and them, right?
I was looking for quite a high number of successes.
Oh, sorry. That should be 17. I added 9 instead of 5.
Okay.
Still 5 successes.
Yeah, I was looking for quite a high number of successes. You definitely got that because it's the middle of the night. She's like, like I guess I owe you one after what happened with my sons. Come on in. Closes the door. Click, 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 click. Opens the door.
Thank you so much. Well, we've run into a spot of trouble with what's the best way to put this? A fallen angel, and we need sky iron. You turned your sons into trolls.
Books are on the left.
Thank you. So she's gonna go over and so one of the things Imogen wants to know is, does killing the angel reverse the effects of their actions? That's something that she wants to find out. Or if there's any information.
Do you happen to have any sky iron?
Bits of meteor?
Not in stock. There might be some over at. She looks you up and down. Imogen, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a word?
Yeah.
She just
Yeah,
kind
we've
of,
got a book
like
in
we
the
don't
hand,
exist,
like
I guess.
three
And I look at Rob.
so you go over to the corner and she kind of leans in and goes, well, you haven't been to the alley before, have you?
No. I think you might need to be more specific because there's a lot of alleys.
Well, they might not be particularly welcoming to, and she looks at when you notice that she's looking at Layla.
Oh, yeah. She can stay outside. That's fine.
Okay,
What sort of place is the alley?
you've got the site, don't you?
Yes.
And she takes a bit of paper that she's just written on and hands it to you, and it seems to be an address.
Thank you.
Is it in Upper Rosewater?
It's in Lower Rosewater. Little Rosewater.
Little Rosewood.
Down her shirt.
Okay, so if you want to do research, each roll will be an hour's worth of research. So bear that in mind, because you have a spell ongoing at the moment.
Yeah.
Not sure we've got time to do that, given we need to get to the museum. So you don't have any here. All right. Would it... How much money do I have from Barnaby?
I don't want to put a number on it, but it's quite a lot.
Great. Is this book for like whatever books that she gave me seem? Is this for sale? Can I buy these ones?
Those are for
Great.
sale. We also have a selection. Oh, what are you exactly looking for? Is it research? Is it a power spell? Is it a particular spell you want to research?
Is there what? So this fallen angel has the ability to take people's intelligence away from them, and we figured out how to kill it. But we do need to know if that's going to undo what he's done.
I'll be honest. I've not heard of a fallen angel before. I've read most of the books in here.
It's not.
Not a thing.
That's too bad. Well, thank you so much for your help. And if the school librarian stops by, don't open the door. Or the old science teacher. Again, troll sons.
She's busy dusting something on the desk. Imogen.
Like, every time she gives me that look of, you have to be joking, this can't be real, she's just going to remind her.
While their conversation is going on, do I see anything in the store that looks like it might be useful to us?
Make a perception plus occult.
Perception
I'll be having a look as well.
Perception plus
plus
occult.
occult. So basically just my perception, because I don't think I have any occult.
One success.
None.
Layla, there does seem to be a pamphlet on one of the tables. describing something to do with inner life force or chi or something like that. You're not too sure, but it seems like it would be really, really useful. Like, that sounds like a really good way to like power boost Imogen up.
Okay, that's good. Go ahead.
Robert, most of the things in here are a little bit beyond you, just at a glance. There are a few things like there's a mummy hand in a cage. There's like a horn that looks like maybe like it's a unicorn horn or something, you'd guess. Seems to be a few like weird like little fertility idol statues. There is
Nothing
a
angel
strange
related at all.
paperweight looking thing.
What was the last thing?
Like it looks like a paperweight. Just like a sort of blob, of round blob.
Alright, yeah, I'm just like... I mean, I don't see any pictures of angels, and that's about as far as my understanding of this goes.
Yeah, because basically what happens is when they're talking, I'm like, hey, do you see anything useful? I'm like, this looks useful. And I like pocket the pamphlet. Okay. Well, I guess we don't see anything. And we spend the time looking, but find nothing.
Poking random things and hoping they don't explode.
Oh, you
Yeah.
poke the cage of the mummy hand. Yeah, the mummy hand goes... trying to get out of the cage at you and starts like vibrating, and
Don't think you should do that.
Mrs. Phillips comes
Oh,
don't...
should that be kept here? Surely that should be like...
Well, you don't
burned?
activate the mummy hand.
But I didn't know.
useful
I'm
in a
sorry, I
lot
didn't
of
realize
times.
that the 3,000-year-old hand was alive.
Don't mind him. He's just a normie.
Oi, I'm very smart.
That's true.
Actually, that's mostly your doing, to be fair.
You're welcome.
Damn normies.
Running around.
Okay, so what would you like to do?
Given that none of the books in here seem like they're going to be about fallen angels, Imogen is going to. I think there's nothing really else in here. Thank you so much for your help, Miss Phillips. Mrs. Phillips.
Imogen.
I'll try next time to not come in the middle of the night.
Make an intelligence plus occult roll.
Can do. Three successes.
You know that there are some ways to like be really, really powerful as a witch, and power sounds really good. You could, you know, get like a really dangerous spell book and learn some really powerful spells or something. And the other way is to get like a magic artifact and drain the magic from it to be able to boost one spell.
He's like,
Ha ha ha.
How much money does Barnaby have in his wallet?
Yeah. How
good
many
amount.
things can Imogen buy?
He gave you quite a lot.
I mean,
Debit card.
there's probably a credit card in there.
There is probably a credit card.
And this
in
is
there.
before chip and pin.
Yep. You don't need
In
my
fairness, if it
pin.
was during, it would have just the chip pin numbers are written on the backside anyway.
Yeah.
Especially now as intelligence is one.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Do you have any recommendations on particularly powerful spells? Well, I mean, in the sense of like fighting.
Should you really be fight?
Fallen angel.
Troll. Yep.
Again.
Troll sense. Yep.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Not how my face normally looks. Just got like cuts and bruises everywhere.
I don't know. Lately, it is kind of. Just kidding.
What sort of spell are you particularly looking for then?
I mean, I've always been interested in setting things on fire.
Okay.
Just recommendations of good books.
Okay, she is going to roll. Occult intelligence. Well, I do have... She starts, like, going through books. You think that she's a little bit holding out on you. You get the feeling that she's going through the normal stuff.
Really? Fine. Let's just go. She turns to walk away.
Okay. But no mentioning the troll incident again.
I'm just saying, if you choose not to believe me, I need to remind you of something that you did yourself.
We won't mention it again. And I'll go into the restricted section.
I'm thinking about something that might not involve turning them into trolls.
She turns around
Sorry.
and walks into one of the walls.
Oh.
She goes straight for the wall.
Do we see this?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty awesome.
I guess that's like the door thing the doctor did.
Do you think we could get the people in the room next door to us kicked out and then I can just use that as a storage room?
Make exception plus notice, Robert. She walks out a moment later with a selection. Yeah, no, there is something magical there, and it looks like a door.
I don't remember these. I'm looking at everything else, being like, oh god, there's so many colors.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors in here, but you see a door that is ajar, and you see her beyond the door, currently unlocking the padlocks on a few books. Behind these books is a rack of items. There are a variety of different mismatched items. Some of them talk, some of them, there's even like a sword. There's like a couple of orbs. Just a variety of just strange, weird items and other books. One of which is large, huge, kind of leathered, creased front, embossed words on it that you can't read. It's a different language. And it's probably got to be about yay big, maybe like yay thick from what you can see. But she's very much leaving that one alone. It seems to be the center of the area. And she collects a few others and brings them out.
While she's in there, I want to be looking for more stuff.
Well, you've already had a look around. That's your instant. That's all you'll get from that, because that's kind of the limit of what you can see in here.
Lame.
Well, we have one book on the old ones. We have another book on dangerous prescribed magics. And we've got another book that is a general assortment of combat spells. A little bit more limited than the power of the other one, but it might do your purposes.
It's good to have a range.
All three?
Yeah. She hands the credit card over.
When you look inside Barnaby's wallet...
Does like a moth fly out?
No, but you do see a piece of paper with Barnaby written on it in Greek that you wrote. And it looks a bit crumpled.
You remember from episode 1?
I wrote it in my inventory, so...
Barnaby, have a drama point.
Yay! I'm not even here.
Again.
I love doing that. Barnaby's a
Imogen,
ghost now.
sees that and kind of pauses for a second and sighs a little bit and then puts it back in and hands the credit card over.
Okay. Would you like any general spell components? Have you got any need for a fertility statue?
No, definitely not. Thanks, though.
Infertility statue?
Yes. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. She's like, I don't know what I'll use it for, but it sounds useful.
So she charges a eye-watering amount to Barnaby's credit card.
Holy crap.
Barnaby?
As long as I don't go down a point in
You
resources.
go down a point in
then
resources.
I do?
Mm-hmm. Imogen,
Oh.
you go up a point in your occult library.
Yes! Hell yeah! It's not just good anymore.
You also
it's
have
She's just gonna absorb everyone else's power and then
A
take it
power
over.
level 2 infertility statue.
I don't know what I use it for, but it seems useful.
Magical contraceptives. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess to make sure people don't get pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why do you have to deal with side effects of the pill when you could just have a dangerous magical artifact at your bedside?
It actually is 100% reliable.
I can crack it
I
open.
mean, apart from the time it occasionally summons a demon in your womb, but whatever. That's a side effect we don't talk about.
Is that the price?
Wait, so is Imogen gonna get pregnant with a demon baby?
No! Pff, they wouldn't sell it if it did that, would they?
I'll
No,
It's
definitely
not like
do
they
some
completely
research on it.
backfire on any other things that Chop has produced.
Oh, how does that whole absorbing
yeah.
power from magical artifacts thing work?
Well, it's a very time-consuming and laborious process to make a magical artifact.
Right, so do I just smash it on the ground?
No. She flips through one of the books you've bought, the one on the dark magics, and it teaches you how to drain power from certain places. You notice, because you're looking for this, especially considering your current state, that she does flip through a few pages that include how to drain magic from people and magic pushers who are sort of like fixers who will give you magic in exchange for money generally.
I do have his credit card right now. Great. Thank you.
Just follow the instructions here and it should allow you to drain the essence and empower a spell, and increase the power of the spell. Just be cautious when doing this. And she pulls a leaflet out from under the desk and puts it in the book as like a bookmark, and it's dealing with magic addiction, a beginner's guide.
No, I'm not addicted to magic, but thanks.
As a bookmark. She bags them up for you, hands them over. Now, I'm going to get back to sleep. Thank you very much for the business.
Thank you for the help. To the museum.
That seemed too easy.
It helps to have a lot of money, right?
Hey, you
How long
shush. You're not here.
I mean, it's a monthly income, so I assume it goes back up the next month.
No, I think he just got you permanently lowered his.
I literally don't think I could have spent enough money to reduce his permanent yearly income.
Credit card fees are expensive.
I'm not that expensive.
Barnaby's not smart enough to pay it off straight away.
Yum. It's just like, this is just free money, basically, right? Just put it on the credit card.
His credit score goes down.
His problem's buying a house in future. He can't get like a good mortgage. It's just awful. It's all because Imogen spent all his money on dangerous magical.
But it's okay because Imogen is pregnant with his demon baby.
No, but it's not his though, because she has an infertility statue. It's someone else's demon baby.
But he doesn't know
Violet's.
that. Drama.
Next week.
We'll do a 10-year time skip.
On
It'll be
Days
great.
of Our Slayer.
Season 2. Layla the Vampire Slayer.
Imogen, by the way, the address on the piece of paper is probably only about 400 meters from here.
I don't have a lot of time.
Could have just pointed.
Huh?
Could have just pointed.
We need to go to.
Yes. No, we need to go to the museum.
We need to go to the science museum. Check out that space display.
Imogen, make a willpower check.
I'll go real bad.
You pass, but you are very, very tempted to go to that alley.
I'm going by myself and I don't have the Slayer with me. What's the worst that'll happen?
She didn't say you couldn't take the Slayer. She just said they wouldn't really like the Slayer there.
Well, Layla might talk me out of it.
Okay, so where are you headed?
We're headed to the science
Science
museum.
museum.
We have to go pick up the rocks and then take them to the next museum.
Sure.
We're going museum hopping, you know, kids these days going bar hopping. We go museum hopping like true nerds with 11 intelligence.
Okay, so you get a bus up to Greater Rosewater. It takes a little while, but you eventually get to Greater Rosewater, and you notice that there's still a bit of renovation being done on the History Museum. The Science Museum across the road seems to be fine. It is now... it was what, 1 o'clock when you were at the... So it's probably getting towards 2. What would you like to do?
Right, I guess we try and disable the alarm system,
Yeah.
and then we break in.
Yep. That's pretty much the plan. Alarm system and cameras. Disabling. Or maybe for cameras, you might want to just like make them loop or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can try that.
Okay.
He's our decker for the day.
Yep.
We're playing Shadowrun now.
Yep.
Make it computing plus... Do you want to do both at the same time or do 2 separate rolls? It's up to you.
They're gonna be like a negative if I do both at the same time?
Yeah, mine's 2.
I'll do them separately.
Okay. Computing plus intelligence.
Right, should I just do 2 rolls of it?
Mm-hmm.
22 and 18.
5 and 6 successes. That is plenty to hack a museum in Greater Rosewater. Both museums, the lights on the little security boxes go from red to green, and you have the cameras looping. And beautifully edited. Even the timestamp is different.
All right. Now let's see if I can hack or unlock the dealio.
There's even one camera that like has a clock in its view, and I've made it go round.
Layla, you just like grab the door handle and then just vibrate it at a certain frequency, and it just goes click, click, clink. The Science Museum, by the way, isn't manual locks; it's computer controlled, and Robert has already opened the Science Museum, so both museums are now unlocked.
Wait, they're like right next to each other.
Yeah, they're across the road.
Nice.
Alright, we sneak in very quietly.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go look for some rocks.
Space rocks.
Okay.
Space rocks.
So you're going into which one? The Science Museum.
Science
Okay.
Museum
Yeah,
first.
science.
Right, in which case you very, very quickly find a display of meteorites. Robert, make me a... Well, anyone can do this technically. Science plus intelligence.
Science plus intelligence.
Probably best if I do it.
Well, we can all roll it, right?
We all doing it?
I think we'll all do it. Why not? Then we can argue over who thinks what rock is what. Nothing like breaking into a museum and having nerdy discussions on which rock is actual space rock we're trying to get.
Imogen, you quickly spot the iron nickel meteorite on one of the podiums. It's a collection of a few, and you go to grab it. Robert, Layla, you look at it, and that's a display model.
Bollocks.
Damn it.
Maybe
Display
they
models.
keep it in storage somewhere?
Most of you know that yes, museums do keep in storage.
Do they have a blueprint? Where's their storage?
Robert has the
Probably in
blueprint
the
right now because he hacked the building. Just gonna say.
I'm like, oh yes,
Robert
there's
has-
2 rights and a left through that door.
Okay,
You also have
let's
access
go.
to the entire computer system, so you have access to
Does
the
that-
electronic catalog.
Does that door need to be unlocked also?
This is Science Museum. This one is all controlled by computers, and Robert has full control.
Okay.
He also has access to the electronic filing, so you instantly find the meteorite in one of the drawers. You pull it out, and there is this little meteorite, like yay big. Feels very heavy for what it is.
Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's pretty heavy. Do you want to touch it?
I like pick it up and take a look at it.
It's fairly heavy.
Like I hand it to you and you're like, oh.
Oh no,
So heavy.
my strength hasn't been boosted. I guess we just take it with us. Like I guess like is it all iron? Do we know that, or is it like there's an iron core to it or whatever?
It's iron nickel, but it should count. Like it's mostly iron. There is nickel content to it, but that's generally what sky iron is.
Right, so just like, well, I guess... Are they even going to notice it's missing? Apparently they don't even show us the real things out front.
Just close the door.
Yeah, I just shut those. Like, how often do they just go through and check the drawers every day? I mean, we'll be fine.
I don't know.
Hell, maybe we put the
Layla
replica
just
in the
kinda
drawer
shrugs.
just to confuse him.
Layla just kind of shrugs and then like puts the meteorite into the bag.
Okay. So you head over to the other museum now.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the next museum.
You
Sorry.
walk in, you
The
notice
chat's like, is the meteor right or is the meteor wrong?
you notice that there's a hole which is kind of boarded up and has got tape over it and the tarpaulin pushed over it. The doors seem to be freshly put on, brand new, just being painted. As you walk inside, you notice that there is definitely a lot of fresh paint. There's a new desk and everything, a new phone sitting on top of it.
They cleaned up the place nicely. It was pretty messy last time I was here.
Imogen like has a moment like, yep, it was.
All right.
Yeah, this time we'll try and make sure the golem doesn't use
Try and
walls
get-
as exits.
We need to find that dagger
That
first.
too.
Where's the display for it?
I assume Imogen knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imogen
And then
knows.
we have the blueprint, so we go find the dagger.
You get to the ancient Egyptian section, and pride of place is a few different things, one of which is this small, unassuming dagger with a slightly gold faded hilt.
Is
kind
it
of
the
a
real
dull
dagger or is it
grey.
a display?
You'd have to get it out to check, but you can get it out really easily. You get it out.
Okay.
All of you make...
In science?
I'm gonna say you can choose science or Mr. Fix-It intelligence.
Oh, they're both the same for me. I think science makes sense. 15.
Oh, I only rolled a 1. 19. I'm going to enjoy this while I can.
Layla, you aren't sure. Imogen, Robert, you think this is probably it, judging by the poor construction, and the way it does seem to be a kind of a soft metal in that it's bent a little bit in places. But if it was a replica, you wouldn't really be able to tell if it was a very good replica. You're pretty sure this is it, though.
All right, we've got a dagger. We've got a big lump of space rock. Let's make some space rock steaks.
At this point, Barnaby, you get off the bus just down the road.
I want to know what was going on before they get off the bus.
If you want to find that out, you can go to certain websites on the internet. I'm sure they cater to that.
Barnaby's got a spring in his step. And he goes to the...
That's all we get.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's not all he got.
It's private time for a reason, you know.
You need to go wash some socks.
Yes.
Actually, Barnaby, make me a perception notice check.
Oh, okay. To see if I need to wash my socks.
Oh no, gross.
There it is. Damn it.
You've got a spring in your step. You're cool. Imogen, Layla, Robert, you turn around as you hear someone walking in, opening the door. It creaks kind of loudly, and Barnaby is there with a spring in his step. Barnaby, you may have 2 drama points.
It was that good. Hey, everyone.
Is James with him?
No, James has stayed home.
What happened to James?
That good.
I think he said he was tired, so he's going to stay back.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Layla
look at
breaks
chat
into
right now.
sniggers.
I will try not to.
Did you have fun?
It was nice. We talked. And stuff.
Right. We're known for that.
Well, we got rocks and a dagger.
Great. Are we?
Barnaby
Yeah. What
got
was the
his
next
rocks
part?
after.
Yeah. Can we? What was the next part of the plan? We're gonna get the golem to squish it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, we
gonna
can use it
upgrade
to
the stakes.
fashion some sky iron points for the stakes, and that'll hopefully mean that they can kill him if needed.
Nice. Well,
I just need to make sure I don't give him the wrong instructions.
yeah.
Got like a pen, and I yank a pen out of my my shoulder or whatever, and start thinking, how do I phrase this to make sure he doesn't kill us all?
You need a hand
Well,
with anything?
4 of us. Between the 4 of us, we can think of something. So we
Figured out
we
right now.
basically need him to make stakes out of the rock, right?
We're gonna make like cone tips. It needs to be flattened.
For the stakes, it's a bit more complicated than that. It would also involve careful machining. You wouldn't need to necessarily heat it if you did it right, but Robert could do that with access to the workshop at the school. Like, he makes Iron Man armor. I'm pretty sure that he can make some metal into a tip for a stake. Like, he's cool on that front.
Without heating it.
Yeah, I guess.
So Barbara can make the stakes. So what are we doing with the golem? Are we setting the golem out to hunt the angel down?
We should
Ooh,
probably at
maybe.
least bring him closer to the school so that we can quickly activate him and get him in position when the time comes. It's a long way from here back to the school, especially at his speed.
Don't you think Mr. Penrose maybe knows about this golem as well?
Might, especially
He
if he
might.
took knowledge from Jane.
But if we have the whatever it is, what is it in his back? Is it like a sword or
The
something?
paddle.
Or
The
yeah,
paddle.
if we have the paddle, then he probably can't do anything about it apart from destroying it. In which case, I guess it's serving its purpose already.
Good point.
It does make
I'm
it
gonna-
a pretty good
I take the
distraction.
paddle.
Okay, you grab the paddle. It is right there in a display that isn't quite finished yet, next to the giant stone golem.
Are we wanting to make... Where are we going to put the golem if you want to make it closer? Why don't we just leave it here?
Because if we get attacked in our dorms or whatever, it's gonna be a long way for him to walk.
Where are you going to hide a giant golem?
Well,
Pretend it was a statue.
there's some woods nearby to the school. Maybe we could put him in there.
There is some thick
I
forest
know.
just out from the school. That's true.
Once we get him away from any populated areas, I can build something to put instructions in his mouth so we can give him orders remotely.
Okay. Then I have to put the paddle back in. And then someone could steal the paddle again. Or
That's the difficult bit. I could make something to remove the paddle, but then it's just out there with the paddle, and anyone could just come along and...
That
We
does
we
not
could
sound
hide
like
the
a
bit where you
plan.
put the paddle. We could like put a plug in it, so people don't know, even if they do get it. Like a
I work.
fuel cap.
then the paddle's still there.
I mean, I support having it nearer to us in case we need to use it.
And I think
but
we
don't-
should keep the paddle.
But yeah, I'm with Layla. I think we should keep the paddle.
Do we know of like a big enough disused room in the basement?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, the Hellmouth
Yeah,
would
but there-
start.
We just had a fire in there. Like,
yeah, let's not
Peop-
put it in the basement.
yeah, people are like checking the basement. That's not a good idea.
There's a hellmouth in the basement.
That's part
We
of
put it in that room, then if anyone finds it, they've got much bigger troubles on their hands.
I don't really want whatever's coming out the hellmouth to get a hold of a golem. Even if we do have control of it. I mean, there's some pretty nasty stuff on the other side of that.
suppose you would
We'll
know.
put it in the woods near the school, and then that's where we run if we're being attacked by a fallen angel.
Okay.
Or
All
a
right.
vampire. You never know.
So how are we going to write this message?
Can we give it like coordinates to walk to?
Oh, yeah.
Like, based on my experiments so far with it and what it responds to, can I work out what instructions to give it to make sure that it walks to that location without breaking anything and takes a particular route that prevents it from being spotted?
Yeah, tell me what you want to write.
Oh, you bugger. But I'm not. But Robert's intelligence 13, and I'm not. So how am I supposed to come up with something good enough?
Because this is the order you get.
All right. Have I worked out how to communicate locations to him?
Yeah, you know from your experience with Imogen that he had to find out what Tom Huel was before he could really act, which is why he only discovered that upon looking at someone's bag. Once he found out, oh, Tom Huel is there, it got a knowledge of where that location was, but it had to be taught there is a thing. And it will assimilate information from its surroundings at a very basic level to do that.
Okay, so I'll write up some facts as well, like.
Or you can just tell it, oh, there's a forest there, and it'll be like, that is the forest I should go to.
Can you put a map in its mouth?
I was just thinking, if I like feed it a map, will it then know what the map shows?
It only reads
I
writing.
feel like it's writing, and it has to be like
You could
26
still show it a
words.
map, and that would work.
I will give it a map, and I will give it instruction, and I'll mark on the map a path, and I will give it instructions to follow that, and attempt to do so without what?
I'm gonna have to
Do
read
we
the
not just
wording
show
on
it
its
the map?
abilities now, because it doesn't assimilate extra information that you give it as an order, which would include a path, I'm pretty sure.
So we just show it a
Couldn't
map.
you just like go to this
If I
location?
just have a map with a path marked on it, they follow the path. Okay, right?
Why don't you just
if I
write?
told it to follow a road on a map, it would be able to do that. So what's the difference?
It wouldn't be able to follow an order you give it that it's external to its mouth. However, it would...
Just do it
It
with
would learn
words,
some
like
information
write the
and it would go
directions.
to a
Be like,
location.
take left, go.
Yeah,
Great,
I will
so-
give it. Yeah, I'll
This
give it
road.
directions for like distance to walk, time to turn,
Okay.
and that sort of thing. Does it understand distances?
You would
Do I
assume
need
so,
to
yes.
communicate those?
You should show it a meter stick. This is a meter stick. Yeah, make an intelligence plus... You know what? Don't even. With your intelligence, you know instantly the exact bearing and direction and distance for it to go. And so using Dead Reckoning, you give a list of instructions to the golem that is less than 60 words. So it will be a fairly straight line
it's
through
like a tweet.
woodland and fields.
It's worse than a tweet.
Well, it's better than a tweet. It's 60 words, not 60 characters.
Oh, right.
But with that, you can set it off if you choose to do so.
And have I included in that try not to break things, or are the instructions enough that it will not hit anything?
You could write try not to break things if you want.
I will say, do your best to avoid destroying man-made objects.
Trees, though. Fuck trees.
Fuck trees.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah,
about
what? Why not just say don't destroy stuff?
Well, then it might be like, if I step on the grass, it will be crushed. This cannot be allowed.
I see.
I was
So
going to
just
get you on
like,
that
just
one.
don't destroy buildings. Just everything else is fine.
Okay, so with that, you give a load of orders. And do you do the whole paddle thing, put the words in the mouth?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a d10.
Right. 2.
So you put the paddle in, and its mouth... Put the words in, take the paddle out. Small light glows in its eyes. This incredibly tall golem. And then it seems to get its bearings as you notice it suddenly goes and starts walking. It walks towards the door.
I want to jump onto it and like basically stay with it the entire time.
You said try not to destroy man-made objects, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Its hand goes out.
I want to stay with it. Yeah, I want to
Sure.
stay with it and basically be like helping it because it's kind of slow. So if I can like
It's
see things in
relatively
its path,
fast.
try to.
It's slow lumbering gait, but because the steps are so huge, it's like a jog for you For you, it's a really
that's
easy
fine.
jog.
I'll jog, but I want to like help it through its way.
You can just jump on its back, and you can just ride along.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. It goes to the door, and it tries to like grab the door handle.
I'm gonna teach it how to door.
So you show it with one door handle, and it can't get through the door that you've opened because it needs both open. So you're trying to show it how to door. It grabs the other door handle and closes its fist around it, and then there's the sound of metal bending. And it opens the door and then walks through it. And you notice there's this handprint indented into the metal on the door handle.
Everything's going to be okay.
Right, so I guess we should head back to school now.
I'm gonna stay with the golem. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, Layla.
Bus?
This is like the most epic piggyback ride ever.
Yeah. By the way, just so that we can get Layla stuff out of the way, 20 minutes later, Layla, it comes to a dry stone wall with a wooden gate in it, further up, designed for people, and it just seems really uncertain. It's just like...
Sad golem.
So it's a gate? Like, do I need to open the gate?
It's like a turnstile gate, like the ones designed for people, where it kind of makes sure
Is
that
it
you
a
can only
kissing
get...
gate?
It's a kissing gate, yeah.
Aww.
What?
It's not going to fit in.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, so basically, like, you've got like a horseshoe like that, and then you've got a gate here, and the gate goes from there to there, and it's got a gap here for someone to stand in. So you put the gate there, you walk in there, you push the gate to there, and then you walk out. It's designed to
It ain't
stop...
golem
like,
It's
sized.
like this way, right?
yeah, it stops like farm animals, animals and stuff going through it because they won't figure out to stand in there and to move the gate.
Can you step over it?
No, it's high enough that it's...
Could he climb over it? I'm in a very intelligent. I have 11 intelligence right now. How can he get over it?
You could give him an extra order to climb over it if you want.
Can I just climb over it and show him to climb over it?
Okay, so you climb over it. He puts
And
one hand on the
basically
top of the
I'm
wall, he puts the other hand on top of the wall, he raises his leg, and the wall just goes...
Oh well.
and he just keeps walking.
It's
tried.
He tried, but his order was to try. I'm glad you didn't say don't damage anything, because I was going to be like, yeah, he goes to the door and it goes, I can't do anything. There's grass. You'd have a fun debugging moment. So, Imogen, Barnaby, and Robert, you are in the History Museum. There are a few things around. There's still some stone tablets and stuff that you didn't have a chance to decrypt from last time you were here. Some cartouches, some other things. If you want to spend some more time here researching stuff, you can. Otherwise, you can head out.
Let's use...
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, just let's use the smart while we have it.
Yeah.
It's clearly already wearing off.
I don't think there's anywhere else in particular to go, so best place to be.
Yeah.
But looking for stuff about angels.
Nowhere else to go.
Okay. Or make me... Are you using computer, Robert, or are you using occult stuff here?
Let's try computer.
Okay. Barnaby, are you looking at the books and stuff that they've got here, or are you looking at sort of the more ancient stuff that a lot of it is Babylonian Sumerian?
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at that. I guess I can't read the tablets.
Yeah, there are translation manuals available, which is what Imogen had to use. It will be a negative to your roll, but it will be possible. Imogen, what would you like to do? You also do have the option of your books that you may have.
Yeah, that I think she wants to do in private.
Okay.
That's her private time. So right now she's going to use the resources that she's not taking home with her, / hasn't told Barnaby about. And she's probably not going to pull those out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I spent a bunch of money. Yet she might wait until he's less intelligent. What?
Thank you.
No. Yeah, no. It will hurt less when he finds out with 1 intelligence as opposed to 9. So she's going to probably look in the books for references to anything, because knowing that fallen angels were not specific to like Christian mythology.
Okay, so you're going to look in the books at the library. The library books, not your books.
No. The museum's collection.
Yeah. Okay. So if you can roll me occult plus intelligence, Barnaby, if you can roll me occult plus intelligence at a -4, because you have to do the translation, which you don't have the ability for.
And they get the do they get a bonus for library?
No, this is effectively because it's a special test all of its own. The difficulty curve is different rather than giving a bonus. And Robert, if you can use a computing plus intelligence.
All right. And I'm looking for the thing about if you kill a fallen angel, does it reverse its effects sort of area?
Yeah, that's probably what Imogen's going to focus on too.
Imogen, as you go through the books, you find nothing on anything remotely related to a fallen angel, nothing related to brain sucky abilities, etc. And you keep going and you keep going. And then you find one book. And it's on fallen angels.
Well, that's conveniently titled.
And you open it, and very soon on, like chapter 2 or whatever in this book, it does discuss the fact that if you kill a fallen angel, any effects that angel has had become permanent and irreversible. Anyone touched by that fallen angel then departs the mortal realm immediately.
Oh. Those two things are mutually exclusive. Oh, I guess any effects, so they could do things that are not specifically draining people's intelligence.
Make a perception plus notice, Imogen.
It's in crayon.
As you're debating this...
Actually, that should be 16.
Okay, so as you're debating this for 16, this is revelatory. This is bad. And you go to put the book aside, and you notice that as you turn your peripheral vision, one of the sentences changes slightly. Almost like it's been written by a quill. Like it unwrites itself and it rewrites itself.
Can I see what it changes to?
Yeah, it was one of the sentences from a page further on, which discusses ways of harming fallen angels. And the page changes from, there is no way to harm a fallen angel. Fallen angel retains its immortality and invulnerability to... a fallen angel may only be harmed by extreme heat applied by burning wood. Coated in holy oil. Drawn from the tree of life.
That's just oddly specific, and I don't know where that fucking tree is. I want to look at it with... Can I use my previous perception roll for my sight as well, just to see, was there any magic on the book?
You would need to reroll.
Fine, I'll do that. 1 success! Book magical!
Doesn't appear to be anything magical about the book itself. Anything finer detail you'd want more successes for. The book itself is something you're kind of big and in front of you. Doesn't seem to be anything magical about it.
Have Rob put his glasses on.
Rob, this book is rewriting itself.
What? I immediately walk over like, excuse me?
This book is literally writing itself, and it says something different than what you found on the tablet.
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't say anything about sky iron. It's talking about killing fallen angels with extreme heat and holy oil from the burning wood from the tree of life, which seems a bit different than sky iron. So we might have stolen some things.
Do I spot the weird effect?
Make a perception plus notice check. Have a look.
13.
It seems to be a standard book. Imogen might be going crazy.
Even with 3 successes? Jeez. I'm like, what? Hold on a minute. And I take a look with the glasses on.
Normal book. Oh, she's going.
Damn it. I don't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
It says that there is no... These resources are contradictory. It's either saying that there is no way to kill it, which is against what you said, which says sky iron can hurt it.
Yeah.
So it's still not matching up.
Imogen,
What language is this book written in?
this book would be in... This was actually in English, Old English. As you flip through the book, and you go to the next book, you flip through the next book has a passage on sky iron, and it says that sky iron is mostly a myth. It has no known special properties, and does not harm any being, especially other than those normally hurt by normal iron.
Well, that doesn't sound right at all.
He messed with the collection already, we know that. He erased a bunch of pages, they were blanks. Which
Yeah,
might
I
be
guess
drastic
he's been here, what is it, 20 years? So he's had time to go around and find any resources at all about it. And now I'm picking up the book and I'm like looking at it sideways and
We need this
turn
collection
upside down
around.
and stuff.
The book that I'm reading, when did it arrive in the library?
Yeah, you can check the database because Robert's got all access. It's been there a good 12 years. The other one, oh, it's got to be at least 30 years old.
All right, I'm gonna take the book.
Okay, just grab it.
I mean, there's nothing, like, I can't tell that anything's wrong with it right now, but it seems to have information that is different than anything else that I have read.
Okay. So Barnaby.
So sky iron may not be our best course of action right now, and we might need to go find a fucking tree of life.
What even is that?
Like, do we have to go take a trip to Eden?
Barnaby got
I
16,
don't think
right?
I can afford a ticket to Israel.
I can, don't worry about it.
Oh, Barnaby, you might want to pay off your credit card bill sooner than you were thinking about. I got some resources. I went shopping.
Well, I guess that's what it was for. You can't spend that much money.
I don't know if that's true. He hands him back his wallet.
Barnaby, you find some references. It takes you a while because you're translating these ancient cartouches and stone tablets. One of them seems to reference something called a Dagon sphere. Apparently, it's used to counteract the powers of deities and semi-deities.
Hey everyone, we got to find ourselves a Dagon sphere. There's magic stopping abilities. I know you're not so cool on the stopping magic, Imogen, but like it can protect us against Pennymew.
God, that's a dumb name.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Penrose.
Because I'm just seeing him as a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spelling of it hasn't aged well.
No. Some kind of money box. It's weird.
All right. Also, we shouldn't kill Penrose right away. Because this book that she says, as she's putting it into her bag, this book says that it will make whatever happened permanent. And then everyone who's been touched by the angel dies. So I'm pretty sure that means you'll die, as will James, and all the other people at the ward.
Does also say that sky iron is useless, though.
It does. So I don't know, which one do we trust? The one that was owned by the fallen angel that's trying to kill us, or the one that wasn't?
I don't know though. He was really into books. Why would he change the books that he has?
Because books are information.
But his information, he needs that to be right.
Know about himself.
Yeah, he knows what his rules are, so he can just erase all the information about angels that he likes. In which case, why isn't that book blank? I mean, it's not telling us great information, but still, surely you just want us to be in as much in the dark as possible, or misdirected?
The one that Imogen has? Is that the one you're pointing at?
Yeah.
Well, I still think it's rewriting information, even though you think that means I'm insane. If I'm insane, it's for different reasons. But maybe he hasn't gotten his hands on this one. It's pretty far away from him. He'd have to get into the museum and...
Wait,
He's had 20 years.
No, it's him.
He's also an angel.
Fallen.
There was book rewriting.
The book's rewriting itself.
Oh. Is he
Oh,
messing with us?
he might be.
So I've just had an idea.
That's a first.
Well, if you don't, yeah, I guess it's the last of many. If he didn't know that we found him, do you think he'd stop trying to mess with us?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So I've got this thing that might it might stop him, it might make him forget that we went into his library, and if he doesn't know that, then
Have.
Barnaby pulls out a crumpled, folded piece of paper. It is torn along one edge.
What did you do to my book, Barnaby?
Look, I didn't want to get slayed.
Were you gonna erase our memories?
I didn't get the chance.
Clearly.
I mean, we can use this against Pennymoo, yay.
No, this is not a yay moment. This is another one of those moments where we need to have a serious conversation. You lied to us. And we had a very long conversation about how lying to us was not a great idea. And then you rip a page out of my book and continue to lie to us.
I have spent so long not being found, and it was great. And now that people know, they're all making fun of me, and like everyone that isn't James is
you because they know you're a demon. They're making fun of you because you're hanging out with a bunch of nerds.
exactly. If they didn't know that I was a demon, then, or if you didn't know, I don't care about the others. If you didn't know that I was a demon, then it would go back to normal.
How?
Because you'll all stop looking at me weird.
I don't even know how to help you with this, Barnaby. I have spent so much time pretending not to be a witch. I've scared roommates out of my room for this purpose, and you lied to us. I thought we were friends. I really did. But obviously that's not possible.
That's what I wanted. Like,
Well, this isn't what friends
but
do.
it only changed after you found out.
No, I don't. You know what? She grabs the spell. I don't know if I want to be your friend anymore. I don't think it's worth it. Why don't you just go back to being popular? I think it suited you better anyway. You fit in with them. Rather than us. I mean, look at us.
I don't fit in with them.
Well, you fit in better there.
Everything I do with you lot has meaning, and I wanted to keep that.
Well, not if we couldn't remember it.
I would have only did the bit where you knew I was a demon. It would have been fine. Everything else would have been just normal and human, and everyone would have been good friends. But if you don't want to be my friend, then
I don't know. I'm gonna go figure out how to do this spell. And if you feel like understanding that friendship isn't about lying, then fine. I bought a bunch of very powerful spell books with your money, so thanks.
you're welcome.
Just gonna start walking back to the school.
I guess
As
that was a gift.
You start walking back to the school. The piece of paper in your hand starts to smolder.
He throws it on the ground and stomps it out. Don't you fucking set this on fire, Barnaby!
I can't stop.
Like, whirls around again.
Normal
Barnaby.
people wouldn't set things on fire.
Roll me
None of
willpower.
us are normal. Do you understand that yet?
You are normal.
What?
I mean,
I have a spell in my hand, and you're calling me normal.
yeah.
What is normal?
I was-
to you?
What is Rob doing this whole time while they're yelling
I'm
at
just
stood
sit
off
with
to the
laptop.
side, just like,
Mom, Dad, don't
Research.
play."
While they're having
He's
this discussion,
focusing on a
not
peep.
here, not here, not here.
while they're having this discussion, Rob, you notice that small items around each side of the room are starting to catch fire. But you also know that the webpage you
Rob's
just
like giving and
found,
stopping
you
the
found a whole
fires.
load of
Oh,
really
crap,
useful
crap,
information.
crap. Nope, nope,
It seems for some reason that you are finding all the information right now with your 17, even on a roll of 1. You find several references to Skyen and how they tend to be elements that can kill, mythologically speaking, not entirely correct all the time, but fey creatures, quasi-deities, all weak to Sky Iron. Part of the way that Vulcan used to smith, or, you know, Hephaestus, if you take the Greek, is that they used to beat Sky Iron. That's why it's the lightning bolts are from the sky. Iron beating the whole combined thing is that's what the elements they use against gods. You also find references now that Barnaby has mentioned a Dagon sphere, and you just think like, okay, I'll search this rather than getting involved in the conversation. A Dagon sphere is actually in stock here.
Oh, so what was a Dagon sphere again?
It counteracts the power of powerful
Deities.
beings.
I'm just like, I just look up where it is, and I'm like, at some point I'll just like sneak off and go get it and come back.
Okay, we'll go back to Imogen and Barnaby then as Rob sneaks off.
Are you
After
kidding me?
putting out
You're
a couple
so
of
normal.
fires.
I'm sorry, what do you define as normal?
You talk with your friends. You
I didn't
you do
have-
nice things with them. You like don't.
I didn't have friends before you three. I have never had friends.
Well, neither have I.
What do you call the entire rugby team? You're bloody captain.
I'm the captain. They don't have to like me. It's just like everything. Oh, so many things they say just over and over. It has no meaning.
Why
They're
do you
so
spend
dull
time with them?
sometimes.
It clearly is a common trend in rugby players.
How? Well, clearly forked tongues are a witch thing.
I'm not a nice person. I never have been. That's why I don't have friends.
You do though.
Why Layla and her get along.
In the background, by the way, Rob is just running around with an extinguisher going...
While trying to steal this day gun away.
Us like you, and that's what I wanted. I wanted just. It was important to me that even though you can be mean, it's still fun. That's Rob.
Class.
You're her friend. So's Layla. I mean, she's riding a golem right now, but I'm sure she'd agree.
Barnaby, make a willpower check. Just single willpower.
What? I can't remember what willpower is.
Low?
It is 2.
Rob is in the background, just extinguishes out. He's just pushing all the fire into one corner. And as you just try and get control of your
the rest
emotions,
of the fire.
Barnaby, the fires stop being created. And the ones that are there die down a little bit.
Oh, patting out the remaining one.
Is that why you used to talk to me in class? I just figured you wanted my notes.
Well, they were pretty helpful, but I saw you, and then I saw Rob, and now Layla. It's the best. And
You
the
don't
demon
have to
thing hurt
hide
that,
who you are to
but
tell. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, after you.
You don't have to hide who you are. I know you're not going to kill us.
Cool. I'm glad that that's clear, and
I trust you, Barnaby.
okay.
Just stop lying, please.
I'll stop lying. I trust you two as well, by the way. I'll stop lying from now on, and I'll prove it.
Yeah, I heard that one before. I'm not there though.
Your Barnaby sense is tingling.
Yeah.
Rob, you walk back in to see Imogen and Barnaby both kind of just after the stage of being furious, like they're still kind of red in the face, kind of tears welling up in both their eyes as they stare at each other. And in one hand you have a fire extinguisher and a laptop balanced, and in the other you have this strange orange orb about the size of a large grapefruit that is
What's that?
slightly glowing.
Oh, it was a spear. I thought you were saying it was a spear. This whole time, I thought he was looking for a giant spear.
Yeah, so, it's the Dagon sphere thing. They have one.
Nice.
Are we good?
Drama point.
Sorry, what did you say?
Are we good?
Yeah. I think
Yep.
we've hashed some things out.
I've run out of spells to.
Oh, this is the thing from actual Buffy.
Anyway.
Like, this was from that one episode. Okay. Now I remember.
Yeah. We'll be best friends forever.
Well, until a fallen angel kills one of us. Or a vampire.
No. I mean, we'll just like punch them and we'll stake them, and now we've got like a big bowling ball and just knock them over.
I don't think that's how
It's
you're
not that
supposed to
big.
use it.
Hopefully that's how it works.
So do we know how it works?
It's something about
I just.
weakening powerful beings, right?
That's all I read.
I'm really hoping it's the sort of like the more powerful they are, the more weakened they are. That'd be neat, because then we're set. We can sneeze on them and we'll be fine.
Robert, if you want to spend a little bit more time, you can do the last bit of research on that.
All right. How much time is left on the spell?
Not long. Not long.
Might as well use it.
I'll go for it.
Okay. Barnaby,
Are
Imogen,
there a
do you
bunch
want
of
to do
books
anything?
here on it, or should
Does
I do
the orb
computer?
get glow brighter as it gets closer to Imogen? No, I'm just kidding. I just,
Get that away from me!
just kidding.
Oh, she's a god.
Barnaby,
It doesn't matter if you
Robert,
got it. Like it glows whenever it's like near evil creatures.
Barnaby, Robert, roll perception plus notice. Also, Robert, are you going to be researching using your computer or a book? Or a cartouche or something?
I'll go with computer.
Okay. Yeah, you don't
I've got
notice
some
any
points
difference
in
the orb. Yes, so the orb is effectively an inverse power function. That the more powerful they are, in terms of deityness, the more it will do to them and the more it will drain them.
Is that really good news for us, or is actually, on the deity scale, a fallen angel quite low?
You don't know. However, you also know that the orb, while it inhibits and kind of repels in the same way that, like, a sonic lure will repel a cat or whatever you set it to repel, it's not actually that effective. It's more like I just don't like being around it. You think that if you actually physically touch the orb to a deity or part deity, it would very much have a certain effect, although that would be the one use of it until it, I don't know, either comes back or recharges, or that's maybe it for life on the Dagon Sphere. You don't know, but that would probably be your one chance, at least for a while, as far as you are aware.
Yeah, as I'm researching, I'm like, actually, Barnaby's not that far off. Basically, try and throw it at him.
God,
Yeah.
bloody brilliant right now.
Hits him with it, and it'll weaken him a bit. But then we might not get, it might explode or disappear or become a rock.
You'd think that the longer you have it in contact, the better. So it would, if you threw it, it'd have a minor effect. If you physically then held it to him, it would have a full effect.
All right, we need a way of attaching it to his face.
Develop some clamps. Like a face hugger.
Or if he held it, like, it would have the same effect. He'd have to have it in contact for an action rather than just a contact bounce.
It's like in those new books that just come out, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. At the end, it's like it pushes his hand to his face and it burns.
Rob has a first edition. Rob is going to be rich.
That book has weird ideas of magic. Use like wands and stuff. Wizards have their own currency, which just seems stupid. Anyway.
Is that the one where they go to school on a train?
Yeah.
It didn't seem very magical.
Yeah.
Okay. Imogen, Barnaby, did you want to do anything with your last bit of research while Robert does that?
Might as well.
Okay, what are you researching? Cartouches or books?
I still want to figure out what's happening with this book. Like, can I replicate the problem with anything else? Or, like, I want to know why this one's giving me different information and why I have to look at it through the corner of my eye.
Well, you look at it through the corner of your eye now. It doesn't seem to do anything. It seems to be...
Yeah.
Make an intelligence plus notice check. Barnaby, what are you doing?
If Imogen's doing the books, I'll do the cartouche.
Okay. Occult plus intelligence and a -4. Imogen with an 18, that's 5 successes. Going through the other books, comparing, contrasting, trying different things like looking at the corner of your eye, etc. Doesn't seem to be any changes. Nothing seems to catch your eye. However, you do notice that looking through the books, actually, you must have missed a few passages before because they actually tend to agree. Most of the books do seem to agree that Skyne is basically useless. If you were to try and kill a fallen angel, basically anyone who has been in contact would die. Their humanity would be drained and they'd die instantly. The powers would become permanent. The only way to kill it is something to do with sacred wood. It does vary between sources. But most of that does appear to be replicated in all the other books you could find here. They do seem to be in agreement. Barnaby, going through this, there do seem to be slight references to the sealing of certain old ones and fallen. it doesn't seem to be fallen angels. It does seem to be talking about lower beings and fallen, etc., and old ones. You're not exactly sure what that means, but there's a chance that Pennymude's considered one of these. And it does talk about a place that they were sealed away in a tunnel that leads from one end of the earth to the other. And there are certain mentions there and references to an ancient tree in the Cotswold.
You know that tree thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
There's a really old one in the Cotswolds, apparently. It's lovely there.
How far away are we from the Cotswolds?
Yeah,
Not
where
that
are
far,
we
actually.
geographically?
Midlands.
Okay.
Not that far away.
That'd be a day trip.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, anything in England's a day trip away.
As you discuss this, your spell wears off. Barnaby,
Oh, it's fucking
you are intelligence
rough.
1.
Oh, jeez, the world's so fast now. That's weird.
You can go home now.
Yeah. I think we need to take a trip to the Cotswolds.
And because it was an experimental spell, time starts to warp in and out for you as your mind seems to suddenly go back to normal speed and then back to super fast speed and then back to normal speed and then back to super fast speed. All of you are very unsteady, and it's a good job that none of you are in combat right now, because this would be really, really awkward to deal with. It does start to ease over the course of the next few minutes. However, jumping back to Layla, you make your way towards the school, and you can start seeing it in the distance. You get to another broken stone wall. This time it's got a bigger gate, and you go over to the gate to open it for the golem. Unbeknown to you, the golem beside you walks forwards, goes inactive for a second, looks down in front of him, raises both hands, and brings them down on you. And that's where we're going to end for today.
Not the golem again.
What?
What?
Oh, our school is so evil.
Hi!
This doesn't. Damn it.
In 1 hour's time, there will be an airdrop at the school. Layla is about to be surprise attacked by a golem. We'll be starting next episode on initiative after a surprise attack, which is going to be fun.
I know how I'm going to handle this situation. It's okay, guys.
More crotch punching.
But what the hell?
Oh, bloody hell, he can control ink.
Yeah, oh, crap, you're right.
Oh, you did say you wrote in pen, not pencil.
Well, fuck.
I've been waiting
We've given
for
him
this
a
trap
golem.
for so long.
He doesn't
I've
need
been
to open the
waiting for
mouth.
this trap. I've literally been waiting for this trap for so long. I've been
And
setting
he's
you
like,
up.
oh, you can go with the golem. Totally.
Oh,
Probably best that I did.
I'm pretty sure she took the paddle with her.
oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah, I have the paddle.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Why did not super intelligent Rob just think, oh, just pencil? Simple.
Because
That's all
being
Imogen
wise and being intelligent are two different things.
Very true.
Also, I'm going to leave you on a little bit of a fact, by the way. A number of people have said, why don't they just write in pencil like the Soviet space program? Soviet space program did not use a pencil because taking graphite into space, which splinters, is not a good idea. They did actually use a pen, and it was just not very good. In the end, they did actually get the American space program to lend them their special space pen. No, they did not use a pencil. It's a urban myth. Anyway, so
There are space pens.
next
only-
time on Layla the Vampire Slayer, Layla is in an awkward position. Barnaby, Imogen, Robert, they go back home as normal, waiting for an airdrop.
It's gonna be awkward. Imogen's got some questions for Barnaby.
Oh, great. I'm looking forward to the awkwardness. James is sitting home
Resting?
on his bed, crying for what he's just lost.
Oh yeah.
Because
no,
he
that was-
recognizes he's lost something, even if he can't fully comprehend it.
So sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad. What's John the Frog doing?
Yo, was John in the room when I cast the spell?
Oh, I'm sure John was. John was, unless you moved
We got
him.
hyper
genius frog.
for 8 hours.
You come
my
back and
gosh.
like written on the
Trapped in
inside
a jar,
of
like, what
the,
am I supposed to do?
No, you go back and written on the side of the Vivarium is like strange like markings, like he's something to do with quantum physics. Like, oh my god, a frog has figured out quantum physics. No, you didn't declare John as the target of the spell, so it didn't.
No, I
didn't. But
No.
we're going to go quickly through everyone who's here, where you can catch them until next week. Bear in mind that you can go check out our Wikia and information there, story summaries, NPC information. You can also go check out like the Twitter or, for instance, the YouTube channel, where you will get all the VODs and stuff, generally in better quality and more reliably than Twitch can deliver them. So, very quickly, Maggie, who are you and where can we find you?
Hi, you guys can find me at Margaret Crone in all the places: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know, anything else probably there. I am, what's my next thing? Tuesday, I will be playing some D&D on Tuesday over at Lost Initiative Show, if you guys want to check that out. And then I'm going to be streaming all kinds of goodies from TwitchCon, and I'm going to be streaming from Disneyland and maybe Medieval Times. I don't know. I'm going to be doing like a bunch of IRL streams and stuff while I'm at TwitchCon, and it's going to be really fun. So hopefully you guys will tune in, and we'll have fun.
Sweet. Lauren, where can we find you until next week?
Hi, you can typically find me on the internet at Random Tuesday or Random Choose if someone else previously stole the username. I will be streaming on my own channel on Tuesday, and then on Wednesdays, if you want to see me on the other side of the table, I am GMing a Stars Without Number RPG called Leviathan, just in stars. And our players just discovered that there are evil things in the galaxy that might try and kill everyone. So let's see what happens with that. It would be great.
I feel like that's every game ever.
I know.
Josh, firstly, can you roll me intelligence plus willpower with your new intelligence 1?
Oh, okay. So that's +3 then.
We're in the after portion. He doesn't have to roll
Yeah.
down.
Do I not get to tell people where
Oh, by
they
the way,
can find
guys,
my links?
because you get spoilers for next week.
No, that was as much spoilers as I could give you because I don't know exactly how you're
Oh.
going. Barnaby, you do remember to pay off your credit card bill. Your wealth will go back up after the month.
Thank goodness.
That's what I
Note,
told
Yeah.
you.
note that in 1 month your income goes back up.
Nice. I will have made a whole bunch of
That
YouTube. I look at my credit card bill and just go,
Well, you did also buy a car recently.
yeah, but that was for me.
I assume he'd be saving up for that for like
Books are
a
for
year.
all of us.
Yeah, tell yourself that, Imogen. Tell
And
yourself
who's,
that.
who's the infertility statue for, Imogen?
Huh?
Who's the infertility statue for?
Whatever I need it for. Might be for us.
Oh.
We'll have to
well,
see
you know,
what sale.
cool. So
Tune in next
spoilers,
week.
Possibly a poly relationship involving Imogen, Barnaby, and James. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Gotta
Barnaby.
get Robin there somewhere.
Wait, are you gonna have their baby? I'm confused.
Which one's the demon baby?
Josh, where can we find you?
Hi, you can find me at Gaming FTL, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. On Tuesday, I am streaming Divinity 2 with some friends, so fight me, Maggie. Yeah.
I think we're all streaming on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, her name is literally Random
Give
Tuesday.
him my fucking name. Okay.
Yeah, but Maggie said it. And I'm taking this weekend off for the Strange Adventures campaign vlogs so I can get notes written out and the vlogs done hopefully in the next week, and there will be a bunch of them so we're all caught up. So follow the link in chat for that. But yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay, and Bentham.
I am Ventham, and my YouTube channel is Mangleport Gaming, because who needs unified branding? And I play lots of indie games, usually sandboxy buildy stuff like Cosmoteer and Kingdoms and Castles, and less sandboxy buildy stuff like Niche that I'm playing at the moment. So that's all I'm doing. What about you, EE?
Well, thank you very much for asking. I'm Enterlisin. Catch me over at youtube.com/Enterlisin or twitch.tv/Enterlisin. Currently playing Stellaris as a race of assimilated goldfish robots that want to assimilate people and make them better. Taking over the universe as best I can. Also playing Niche, where I'm just trying to get a load of furries to breed, which is surprisingly easy.
So, that's the way of putting it, I suppose.
I mean, it's basically that. It's lots of inbreeding and incest. It's like Game of Thrones, just without the medieval stuff. And a few other fun games, including one I'm really, really keen for that comes out on Wednesday, which I'm looking forward to that one. Right. In which case, let's have a quick look at some of the tips for today, because we have a few tips.
Yay!
So, first off, LOL 46 Levray. Starsandlasers.com. I think that's LOL's been working on an RPG. So thank you very much. Well, I can't say that because otherwise it might sound like it's actually an ad. But he did include that. Then there's, thank you very much for the $10. Then there's Dotton, $10. Lovely innuendo. Remember to use protection. Oh dear. Oh dear. Thank you very much, Dotton. JD Dragonstain, $5. Let's see how much the school's gonna survive the fire this time.
Yeah, I wonder how bad that fire actually got.
Yeah.
was a
Everyone's
fire
like,
alarm.
well, Layla burned down her last school, so it's just the gym guys.
I was like, I'm wondering if like a bunch of firemen like came charging into that room and there's Mr. Penrose putting out the fire like, I had nothing to see. I dropped a match. Don't ask me why I had a match.
Don't ask me why I had a match. Because you...
I don't walk around with matches.
It's 1997.
Well,
like,
I'm not
half the
Layla.
population
You,
smokes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a lighter. Like a flip lighter.
Yeah.
Maybe he's
I
not
guess.
smoking, but he was.
Anyway. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a enlightening episode. A lot of fun all around. So do feel free to join us in the Discord chatting about it, or go check out the subreddit. I'm really looking forward to the fan art from this episode. Bear in mind that if it is not safe for work, I cannot put it in the fan art video. Just FYI.
Doesn't mean you can't look at it.
Wait, was there not safe for work?
Yeah,
Are you guys? Are you meaning that there might be some? Okay.
You're just giving people ideas
Just-
here.
Just do like the blur out parts.
Just like The Sims.
Yeah, like The Sims or like black bars.
Because I want to point out that technically James is played by EE, so.
You can have a big, long black bar for James.
Are you glad we're your players?
What have you done? We're doomed.
May the dice
I
roll
need
in for
fan
your
art of this
favor.
now.
No.
You know that Barnaby's fan art is gonna have
Goodbye.
James in it.
I'm gonna turn off the
It doesn't
stream.
have to be that.
I'm done.
It could just be them holding hands, running away when they were, or James carrying Barnaby,
I'm with the
carrying him out of the building.
And in the background,
That'd be
Imogen
cool.
just walking into a wall with ink in her face. Okay, thank you for the bits. May the dice roll over in your favor.
That's what James said.
Doodles.